Man, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how this is gonna work tonight. We are dealing with real struggles tonight. I would love to be able to do what I want to do here tonight, but we are having real struggles. At least the mic's on. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get through this tonight, guys. I'm having real problems here, and then I got other stuff in the background that I gotta take care of that's taking my attention. So this right here is really frustrating. It is really frustrating. So I have no clue if we're gonna be able to stay for this, but with the way things are going, possibly not. I really couldn't tell you how this is gonna go. Oh boy, it's a 24-17 game here. Again, like I said, it feels like every game's playing out the same, but it's up to the Spurs to make this have a different feel by responding the right way. But man, this is such a frustrating situation. Spurs do have the ball here, 24-17. Fox with the ball. Wemby on the bench. Luke Cornett back in. Or Luke Cornett in. And a good pass to Harper in the corner. He can't hit the three. Rebound goes to Shemet. No Wemby right now. They're going to try to go on a run. Here comes Shemet. He pops the three. Misses. And Harper gets the rebound. They're actually getting rebounds right now. So it seems like they're more focused. That's a travel. Jordan, that's damn near a travel by Keldon Johnson, but they let that go through and the shot's good. It's the NBA. It's the NBA. They don't call travels. The NBA does not call travels. I'm having real problems. Brunson gets that push shot, doesn't go through. Rebound goes to the Spurs. They're coming up the court. Johnson gets it to Harper. Harper to Cornett. Cornett to Fox. Fox gets the space on the screen, puts up the shot. It is good. Okay, so we're back again. I have no idea if this is going to hold. I have no idea if I'm going to be shut off. I hope we can at least enjoy the game here. Brunson fights his way to the layup, fights his way to the basket, puts the layup in, and it's good. 28-19, 2 minutes left to go. Brunson with 5 points here. Right now, the Spurs are playing the same way they played in Game 1 and Game 2 when they're off to a fast start. But can they keep this up consistently? That's been their problem. Good ball movement, and Harper with the tough dunk right there over OG Anunoby. Dylan Harper needs more minutes. He's been a huge piece, and that's a turnover here. And here comes Johnson. Johnson to the basket. Johnson misses the shot. No foul is called. Knicks get the ball. Johnson might have rushed that. He should have been a little bit more patient. But again, you're going on the fast break. Here comes OG Anunoby. Crossover to the basket. Foul. He's going to the free throw line. Salute, I see this. Spurs better hold Brunson. Again, I'm going to be honest. I don't think the game plan... Like, it's been 2 games. It's been 2 games where we play this whole let's hold Brunson. That hasn't worked out. Because this is... The Knicks are beyond a team where it's like, just hold Brunson and you can win. You clearly see, if you hold Brunson, they're just going to run the offense through Cat. And then you try to hold Cat, and then OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges are going to be there. There's way too much scoring from this group. You can get scoring from Brunson, from Cat, from Anunoby, from Bridges. Off the bench, you're going to get it from Shemet. There's way too much here, way too much firepower to just have the offense, or the defense, just have the defense surrounded of, let's hold Brunson, and then let anybody but Brunson beat us. That's clearly been happening because OG Anunoby's been killing you. Mikal Bridges has been killing you. Karl-Anthony Towns has been dominating. So this whole Brunson ain't gonna work. At the end of the day, even when they've had the game plan of holding Brunson, guess what? Brunson has still got his in the 4th quarter. So none of that has worked. So what is the point? Champagnie for 3, he knocks it down. 33-21. So my thing about it is, I would rather them just, play their defense. Trust in Castle, whoever's on him, either Castle, Harper, Fox. Play one-on-one. Anybody that goes to the basket, you're going to get some help defense from Wemby at the rim. But let them play one-on-one. Whatever happens, happens. But you got to trust these guys to play good defense. And look right there, good defense leads to another tough shot being missed by Brunson. At this point, I don't think the game plan should be, let's just trap Brunson. Let's just hold him and then go from there. There's way too much scoring talent on this team to hold them back from that. It's not going to work. So I feel like you just got to play good defense. Mitchell Robinson fouled. He's going to the free throw line. So yeah, right now I don't think I was talking about that at the end of the game too. The Spurs are spending all their time trying to trap Brunson and get the ball out of his hands, and it's leaving guys open for shooters because they're doubling Brunson. So guess what? That's leaving an open OG Anunoby. That's leaving an open Mikal Bridges. That's leaving Cat to dominate in the paint because they're bringing Wemby out to help with a lot of his defensive prowess. So that just leaves him on the perimeter, and then Cat's just going to get past him and go to the basket. So I just don't think this aspect of let's try to shut down Jalen Brunson and that's all good. I don't think that aspect's going to work. Mitchell Robinson makes his first free throw. So again, I look at this and I say, you got to trust your defenders. You've got great defensive guys. Again, whether it's Castle, whether it's Harper, whether it's Fox, you've got to trust these guys to do a good enough job against Brunson because you can't afford to leave the rest of these players open. You can't. There's way too much offensive firepower from everybody else here. So Mitchell Robinson misses the second one. I don't feel comfortable sitting back and saying, oh, let's just double team Brunson and leave it to the others to beat us. You're down 0-2 for a reason. Wemby's going to pop a three. Not going to hit it. Wemby does not need to be taking those threes. Those are wasted possessions. We don't need Wemby shooting threes. Wemby does not need to be shooting threes. Brunson, tough shot, no good. See, they're they're letting him go one-on-one, and Brunson hasn't been shooting well because they've been doing a good job defensively against him. Here comes Wembanyama, and he lost the handle. I thought they were about to call a foul there. No foul called. Lost the handle there, and it's an 11-point lead here for the Spurs at the end of one. Now, if you've been paying attention to this series so far, the first quarter has always been dominated by the Spurs. But the second quarter is when things change. What's up, keeping it real? I thought you weren't streaming tonight. I thought I wouldn't be home in time. I was able to get home in time. I was able to, situations worked out to where I was able to get home in time to stream. So I'm here streaming. We are dealing with some network issues, so I have no idea if this stream is going to be able to hold up for this game. But we are hoping for the best. But another good start for the Spurs. But the problem is they've dominated in these first quarters, and for the rest of the game, they're getting outplayed by the Knicks. So if they don't change things up here, it's going to lead to the same result. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out soon if they're going to be able to change things up. We're going to find out really soon if they are able to change things up. So hopefully this stream holds up. I do not know. We've been having network issues to start this game. I'm hopeful that it will hold up. I'm really sure it's going to hold up more towards the second half, but right now we've just been working through this. Have no idea if this is going to hold up throughout the game. I thought you weren't streaming the game. I wasn't, but I had something that I had to do. There was something that was going on that I wasn't gonna be available for that. But thankfully, things worked out to where I was able to get that done early. I was able to get home on time, take care of everything I needed to do, and I'm here streaming the game. That's why you see it's a little late. It's not like the stream started when the game started. I made it back in time. I made it back in time. So yeah, or at least within a relatively solid time to be able to stream this, I guess. I am still trying to fix everything here, but yeah. President was I know the president's there. They can't. People won't shut up about it. They've been talking about it ever since he said he was going to go to game 3. They've been talking about it the last 2 days. They talked about it yesterday. They've been talking about it the whole day. They kept showing the amount of security advancements they added there. There's a whole wall. There's a whole wall that they literally put there. So many TSA members, like it's just a bunch. It's a bunch that's there. You had fans that waited for hours just to get in. People can't even walk the streets of Manhattan. They closed down the streets after 4 p.m. It's been a mess. So I know about the whole situation. And again, them losing the game right now in the first quarter, that happened in game 1 and 2. So, yeah, game 1 and 2. This is the same. Right now, we are following the exact same storyline as game 1 and 2. Game 1, they had a double-digit lead in the first quarter. Game 2, they had a double-digit lead in the second quarter. Well, hopefully you're not a Spurs curse. I mean, again, I'm not gonna deal with the whole curses thing. I don't control anything here. I've missed out on streams. I've been on streams. Nothing has changed. I've sat back and said, you know what? Maybe let me not just stream these certain games for my teams. It didn't work out. There's games where I'll stream and we win. There's games where I'll stream and we'll lose. There's games where I don't stream, thinking, okay, maybe I'm a curse. Let me stay away. We still lose the damn game. So, I'm not gonna say I have that type of power. Listen, I don't got those type of curse powers, unfortunately. Because if I did, I would love to be able to curse the Knicks, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and the game's gonna be played however it plays. But this is the exact same script as game 1 and game 2. Spurs get off to a fast start, the Knicks match it, and the Spurs don't have an answer. So we're gonna find out if they have an answer this time. Start of the second quarter here. Nice shot there by Alvarado. So again, we're going to find out. If the Spurs have truly made adjustments, they're not going to follow the same script as game 1 and 2. They should be able to maintain this lead. De'Aaron Fox gets into the corner. Bryant for 3. He's wide open and hits the open 3. That is what you need from the Spurs. Hit your open shots. When you're driving to the basket, you're collapsing the defense. You got an open man in the corner. Get it to him. Hit that open 3. McBride to the corner. Good defense here by the Spurs. I think they just need to play their normal defense. Just play one-on-one. Shamit's got to throw it up, and he gets blocked. Good defense by Bryant. Bryant's open in the corner. He's going to drive. He's going to spin. Nothing there. He's going to throw it out to Wemby. 12 to shoot. Cat on the court, just like last time. Cat dominating is what brought them back in. Wemby tried to shoot the 3 and got denied. Champagne's going to pop the 3. Good box out by Shamit, and the Knicks get the ball here. So we're going to see what happens here. Again, if this ends up being the same script as game 1 and game 2, the Knicks are going to take over. Here comes OG Anunoby, pass to the corner. Good ball movement by the Knicks. They're really moving the ball well. McBride, tough 3. Shots no good. Loose ball foul on the Spurs. So yeah, game 1 and game 2, they had the lead after the first quarter, and then they just collapsed in the second quarter. They fought for their lives in the third quarter, and then it was a back and forth affair in the fourth quarter, and they just could not keep up. Like game 2, they made mistakes in key situations. Tonight is a night, honestly, tonight would be the perfect night for the Spurs to put this all behind them, dominate the game for 48 minutes, almost at 60. You could tell I'm really ready for football. Speaking of which, mandatory minicamp starts tomorrow for the Ravens. They got 2 practices for mandatory minicamp. Everybody's expected to be there. Obviously, it's mandatory for a reason. I'm very foul. Castle cannot stop committing fouls. I don't know. Like, again, this is game 3 now, man. Why are you putting your hands on him? He's a young player. I understand this. Mitch, somebody's got to talk to this dude. Why are you putting your hands on OG Anunoby's hips? He didn't do anything to stop him. But if you put your hands on me, I'm going to sell the call to get the foul because you touched my hip. Why are you touching his hip? Just play the contest. Put your hands up. I don't understand why Castle keeps making these mistakes. Why is nobody talking to him, or is he just not absorbing the information? Like, I've been watching him do this over and over again. When he's on the court, the Knicks know they can get a foul out of him. I don't understand why he keeps doing this. You know they're going to call the foul. I understand he's a young player, but dude, why do you you know what a foul is. Why are you giving them I don't understand this. He clearly put his hand on his hip. And then you foul a great free throw shooter. OG Anunoby's a great free throw shooter. You just gave him 3 free points. You're playing well, and then you do something dumb like that. Come on. I know they're young players, but that's no excuse to be making the same mistakes over and over again. Foul call here on Shamit. I just don't understand this. We all know what a foul is. It's one thing if you're going to put your hands up and they're saying you try to get in his landing space. We could take a look at that. But, dude, he's going up for 3. Why are you putting your hands on his hip? That's an automatic foul. Clear contact, 1-minute shooter. You got your hands on his hip. What are you doing? Now Castle was fouled, so he's going to the free throw line for 2 free throws. He's got to try to earn this back at the line. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's like, I understand when it's some of those fouls that are unavoidable, where the offensive player is just he's foul baiting, he's flopping a little, he's trying to sell the call. I got you. Those are when you jump in the air and he gets you on a pump fake, you know you just got tricked. But dude, he's on the ground, you're on the ground, he's getting ready to shoot. You don't need to touch the man's hip. That's gonna be a foul. Castle makes both free throws. I don't understand some of these fouls sometimes by these players, man. I understand this is live action. You're playing the game live, and sometimes you can make those mistakes. But, dude, you know better than to put your hand on the man's hip as he's shooting the ball. They're going to call that every time. That's a clear foul. Alvarado with the ball here, 38-27. Get this to Cat. Ooh. Alvarado just hit a tough shot over Wemby. And the foul. 3-point play here for the Knicks. They're, once again, it's the same story every single time. This is why I'm sitting... I bit my tongue. This is why I'm sitting back and saying... you should not be double-teaming Brunson. That's not going to work in this series. You can get him out the game, but everybody else is going to eat. They got guys that can legit get buckets. And if you continue to play this way, where it's like, drop Brunson when he's in the game, it's going to get you cooked. So this foul actually occurred after the shot, and it's not on Wemby. It's a loose ball foul that happened. Not loose ball foul. It was a foul that happened away from the ball. So Cat gets to shoot a free throw here. And it's a 3-point play, and just like that, it's an 8-point game once again. Just like that, you make these type of mental mistakes defensively, you're just setting yourself up to fail. Castle drive to the basket, layup is good. Good play by Castle, good finish at the rim, 40-30. They're doing a good job offensively tonight. They're a lot more decisive offensively. They're a lot more decisive offensively. Defensively, they're just making some mistakes right now. Again, there's a lot of mistakes here. There's times, look at this, a wide open Clarkson. Puts that in. You got a wide open Clarkson, man. Got a wide open Clarkson. Again, guys aren't switching. They're doubling a bit too much. I think everybody's following the ball a bit too much. Just stick with your man. You got to keep rotating. The Knicks have trained for this. They're going to rotate everything. Castle open for 3. He can't hit. They're going to rotate everything. The ball's not going to stick. They're passing it to everybody. So you've got to be on your mans. You got to be on your man. You can't, look at this. You got to switch, guys. You got to switch. You gotta switch. Now Fox is guarding Cat. That's a mismatch. Cat just throws it in, and it's just the same situation in game 1 and game 2 is happening again. The Spurs have literally not learned their lesson. It's the same story again. They have a big lead coming out of the first quarter. Cat starts dominating. Guys start making shots. It's the same story every single time. And here's the turnover. Like, they're not changing anything. Look at this. It's the same story every single time. And now OG Anunoby left open for 3. It's the same story every single time. When is this team going to make the adjustment? When are they going to learn? It's the same thing every single time. It's easy pickings for the Knicks every single time. Where are the adjustments? Where are the changes? I don't get this. I understand they're a young team, but how do you continue to make the same mistakes every single time? Once again, they don't look different. We talked about this. They have dominated the first quarters of all 3 games. The second quarter comes. The Knicks start rallying back. They start forcing turnovers. They start hitting open shots because guys aren't getting on their assignments. They're chasing the ball. They're double teaming. The Knicks keep moving the basketball, and nobody, and I repeat, nobody's sticking with their guys. If the Knicks are going to keep moving the basketball, you have to keep moving with your man. Why do you keep leaving guys open for 3? How do you get Clarkson open in the corner for 3? Because guys are too busy looking at the ball. They're not paying attention to who they're guarding. The Knicks are literally moving all over the damn court because the ball is not sticking to one person. And what are the Spurs doing? Same thing they did in game 1. Same thing they did in game 2. What's the point in watching this? They're not growing. They're not making the adjustments. I don't know what Mitch is preaching to these guys. It's the same story. And then it's the same story with Steven Castle. He can't stop turning the ball over. He can't stop turning the ball over. Mitch, at some point, I'm not saying Castle playing bad, but at some point, there has to be a change here. Maybe you got to decrease the man's minutes because he keeps turning the ball over and he keeps committing fouls. Dylan Harper has been arguably the most effective player, and he's not getting nearly as many minutes as he should. But you're playing Castle all these minutes. He keeps turning the ball over. He keeps committing dumb fouls. Yes, he's giving you some scoring output, but it's being overturned by the turnovers and the fouls. Mitch, when are you going to stand up as a coach and make the adjustment? When? When are you going to stand up as a coach and make the adjustment? Are you going to keep losing basketball games the same way? It's the NBA Finals, and this young coach is not making the adjustments. When are you going to make the adjustments so this can be a real game? My goodness, Mike Brown is coaching circles around Mitch right now. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard of a concept to understand. The ball is not sticking to one person. They're moving the ball all over the damn court. Stick with your man. If they're sending a screen, switch. I don't understand. At best, if you don't want to switch because they're looking for a mismatch, fight through the damn screen. I don't understand how you're getting guys left open. All these Knicks players can shoot the ball, and you're leaving them wide open because they keep moving the ball, and there's, you know what? I keep wasting my time. I'm beating a dead horse. It's a young team that has no idea how to actually handle this type of intensity. The Knicks are battle tested. They've been through these series. Do you understand the amount of losses they've had, the type of battles they've had that they've fallen short to get to this point? It's the same story every single time with the Spurs. If the adjustments aren't going to be made, what is the freaking point? The ball continues to move, and nobody's sticking with their guy. Everyone's looking at the ball. Why do you have three? Look at this. You have 3 Spurs players in the paint. Everybody collapsed to the paint. You got Wemby, who's 7'5". Well, I don't know. He's over 7 feet. You got Wemby, who's 7+ feet, and you got 2 other people collapsing to the paint as if Wemby needs help blocking a shot. Instead of sticking with your guy, you collapse to the basket as if Wemby needs the help. Stick with the open corner 3 guy. What are you doing? My God, this shouldn't be a difficult process to understand. It's the same story every single time. How are you? They continue to move the basketball. You continue to make no changes. And by the way, y'all cannot continue to leave the ball in the hands of Stephon Castle. He keeps turning the ball over. It ain't working out. I don't need to be the Spurs coach at this point. Let Pop come back and coach him. They keep playing like they keep playing the same basketball they played against the Thunder. That's not gonna work because first of all, the Thunder were missing several of their shooters, so it's not like they could do the same thing they were doing. Wemby missed a tough shot there. Again, that's just good defense. Look at this. Look at this. Look, they're gonna move the ball again. They're gonna move the ball again. They're gonna get a screen. Open look. And look, an open look. They're moving the ball again. They continue to move the ball. They continue to move the ball. Everybody needs to stick with the man. They continue to move the ball. Now you got a mismatch. Like, again, stick with your man. It's the same story every single time. Castle, tough layup is good. Oh my goodness, bro. It's the same story every time with the Spurs. How are they're getting exploited defensively because they can't handle simple ball movement. Which is funny because the Spurs were one of the greatest at ball movement back in their day. That Popovich Spurs team with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard, that group was known for ball movement. All they did was move the ball. I know firsthand, as a loose ball foul here on the Spurs, they're going to call it on Harper. I know firsthand because I remember as a Heat fan watching the 2014 finals and being frustrated that we couldn't do anything. And even when we were playing good defense, they just kept moving the ball and we couldn't keep up. And even when we had guys there in their face, it was contested, they still kept making the shots. So for an organization that was known for ball movement, it's funny how they're not able to defend against that. If they make the tough shot, they make the tough shot. If they're hitting contested threes, nothing you can do about it. If they're hitting contested mid-range jump shots, there's nothing you can do about it. Simple as that. Cat dominating again, just like game 1 and 2. And the Spurs have no answers for that. Brunson's back in the game, by the way. Harper's going to pull up for 3. Doesn't knock it down. Lou Cornett just watches the ball roll away past him. And again, the Knicks have a chance to tie this game or take the lead, which they've done every single time in these moments. Oh, look. Cat's open. If Clarkson didn't lose the ball, he would have gotten at the Cat. So again, it's the same story with the Spurs, man. It's the exact same story. Like, bro, at some point, you got to make the changes, man. I can't believe this, man. At some point. Wemby's playing well. I'm glad to see Wemby being more aggressive and getting into the paint. You need him to be more aggressive. But my goodness, some of these defensive plays. That's a bad pass by Josh Hart. Turnover here. He tried to lob that. That just wasn't a good throw. But my goodness, bro, the Spurs, I don't know how they're getting exploited. You could tell these are a group of young players, man. A lot of young players here. Harper's going to pull up for 3. In and out. They can't hit anything right now. It's going to stay with the Spurs. Harper's had 2 clean looks, and he can't hit the 3. But again, you're watching this right now, and the Spurs continue to get spanked because they can't handle simple ball movement. Vassell back in the game, and he got stripped. Oh, my God, this team. And then, oh, wow, Clarkson makes a mistake. And then Castle gets a foul and 1. So that's a good play by Castle. See, Castle's playing well offensively. Castle is playing well offensively, but he keeps making bad decisions with the ball and the turnovers. And sometimes defensively, he's also been poor. So those are the things that's making it so tough. It's so tough, man. It's so tough. And Castle's playing well tonight. So it's not like I'm saying he's playing bad. What I'm saying is some of his great play is being overlooked by some of these awful turnovers that are killing the momentum and some of these terrible fouls that are also killing the momentum. He's playing great tonight. He's scoring the ball great. He's scoring the ball great. But you've got to be smarter with the ball here. That's a good screen by Josh Hart. And that's a tough shot by Brunson. He just goes coast to coast. And again, you got to take those shots because you can't give up an open 3. Harper, tough shot right there. Tough layup. They need to give Dylan Harper more minutes. He's been such a... The funny thing is the rookies look the most composed out of everybody here. And then you got Clarkson getting to the basket going one-on-one, and that's good. 47-44. Everyone's going to the rim right now because there's no big man here. Castle just throws it in, and it goes in. Contact there, but no fouls called. And the Knicks are calling a timeout here. Mitch trusts Stephon Castle. He's playing well, but my thing is, somebody's just got to talk to him. If you're going to keep him on the court, especially with the way he's playing offensively tonight, then you're going to need to talk to him about some of these fouls and these turnovers. What's going on, Josh? Because that could kill them. It's killed them in the first 2 games. Castle is playing. This is the best Castle's looked in the finals so far, scoring-wise. But some of those turnovers are bad, and some of those defensive mistakes are bad. All he has to do is reel those 2 things in, and he's fine. If he's not turning the ball over at a high rate, and he's not making boneheaded plays to get fouls to send these guys to the free throw line, if he's not doing those 2 things, there's no problem. Especially when he's scoring like this. They literally can't stop this man tonight. Wemby's been quiet so far. No, Wemby's had a great first quarter. Wemby has done exactly what you needed him to do. We've asked him to be more aggressive and get to the paint. He's got 7 points. He's got 7 points so far. He's shooting well from the field. Wemby hasn't been quiet. He's been doing his job. He was just more involved in the first quarter than the second quarter here, and now he's on the bench. So Wemby was very aggressive in the first quarter, and he was working in the paint. In the second quarter, a little bit more quiet, but he hasn't played too much in the second quarter. They put him on the bench because they're trying to give him as much rest as possible. But in terms of the 3 games, this is the best Wemby has been throughout the first 3 starts, at least in the first half. So this is the best he's played so far of the 3 first halves. He's got 9 points, so he's playing well. He's doing his job. He's off to a better start than game 1 and game 2. It's just he hasn't been so much involved in the second quarter because they're giving him so much rest. But Wemby's played well enough. The problem with them right now is really their defense. I'm not going to lie. It's really their defense. It's really their defense, man. Their defense in terms they can't defend against ball movement. Simple ball movement, and guys, everybody keeps collapsing to the ball. You've got Wembanyama out there, and two of the guys collapse to the ball as if Wemby needs help with rim protection. Why? Why? The Clarkson three, literally, the defender that's supposed to be guarding Clarkson in the corner collapsed to the paint when Wemby's already there. Everybody's too busy watching the ball. They're not watching who they're supposed to be guarding. Oh my God. Simple mistakes like this is how you cost yourself in these games. Castle isn't a true point guard. Well, I mean, De'Aaron Fox is supposed to be their point guard. He's more of a two guard with the way he plays. That's why he's not really a legit point guard. He's more of a two guard. He's a scorer. That's more so where he thrives. He's not really a facilitator. That's why you see all the high turnover rates. You're not gonna look at a true facilitator that's turning the ball over at the rate that Castle's turning the ball over. Yeah, I mean that's more of De'Aaron Fox's job. That's why he's here as their point guard. Castle's more of their two guard, if we're gonna be honest. The Knicks are literally playing the exact same game in all three games, and it has been highly effective against the Spurs because apparently they don't know how to guard against ball movement. Also, again, the Brunson shots, you have to live with them. I'm gonna keep it a bean. You gotta live with the Brunson shots. I would rather have Brunson go one-on-one than to keep leaving all these shooters open from three because it's been killing them. If you're going to have somebody on him, I'll go one-on-one. I'm not going to trap him. I'm not trapping Brunson anymore. There's way too many offensive scorers that have been killing me throughout this series for me to trap this man. Hart to the basket. Almost got it stolen. That was good defense there by Harper. Now they're playing good defense. See, that's what I'm talking about. He makes the tough contested three. You got to live with it. But that was good defense by Harper. He got his hand up and he didn't get in his airspace to cause a foul. That's just a tough shot. You got to live with tough shots. The Knicks thrive in making tough shots. But I can live with the rest of those. Great defensive play there by OG Anunoby to block that shot. He hits the three and then he gets the block. So I can live with these plays. I can live with these plays. If they're going to make tough contested threes, at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do. But you shouldn't be leaving guys wide open. Champagny had an open look, couldn't get it. Hard coming down the court, get to the Bridges. Bridges, that's the Knicks looking to take the lead. Brunson, he's going to pop the deep three. And the Knicks take the lead. The Knicks take the lead. Again, I don't see the Spurs winning anything here, bro. I ain't going to lie. This feels like it's going to be a sweep. It's the same storyline in games 1 through 3. The Spurs get off to a great start. The Knicks literally stop it. It's the same scoring. Wemby's going to pop a three. He gets it. Nice three by Wemby, but again, I don't want Wemby taking all these threes. But legitimately, it feels like the same storyline in game 1 and game 2, which means this game's going to come down to the wire, and just like game 1 and game 2, I'm going to trust the Knicks in being able to execute in these situations better than the Spurs team that has not done a great job in executing in these situations. So again, I don't see a situation in which the Spurs are going to win tonight, but I mean, they're going to fight. Brunson. Shots no good. And it's going to be Spurs basketball. 52-50, 3:30 left to go in the first half. Oh, Eli Manning's at this game. Again, I mean, obviously I'm rooting against the Knicks. Obviously, I have no interest in having the Knicks win the championship. I don't want that fan base to be happy, but I'm being as objective as possible. I have not seen a single moment in this game where I felt that the Spurs have played better basketball than the Knicks. That's a nice lob from Fox to Wemby. Great play right there. They should do that a lot more, which is why De'Aaron Fox needs to be in the game a lot more. They could literally feed off of those two things. Anunoby loses the ball. Good defense there by the Spurs. You get it back to Wemby. Wemby back to Harper. Harper open for three. No good. And a foul's going to be called on the Spurs. It's going to be a loose ball foul on Castle. And Brunson dealing with some pain. I think he landed hard on his back. The refs are going to have to take a look at this. I think he landed hard on his back. And again, this is going to be another conversation that I continue to have here with Stephon Castle. I don't care about what he's bringing from a scoring aspect. If he's hurting the team in other elements, it does not matter. Again, I don't understand what he's doing there. This is what I'm talking about, bro. That's an offensive foul, but it's just like this is what I'm talking about. Josh, don't talk to me about that, bro. Don't talk to me about that. You know I'm a Heat fan. You've been on this channel for years where I've literally named off the grocery list of superstar players that certain team was connected to. We didn't get a single one of that. We've been having this same conversation about them being close or this guy being the preferred destination just for nothing to happen. I'm not even going to entertain that thought. When something finally happens, I'll talk about it. But I'm tired. I'm tired of doing the same dance with Pat Riley. I don't care what the ESPN reports say. I don't care what Wendy's saying. I don't care. I do not, because I've heard the same thing. Damian Lillard literally said he wanted to go here and here only. He only wanted to go to the Heat. His agent was telling people, don't trade for my guy because he wants to go to Miami, and he still didn't end up in Miami. So I don't care what the reports say. I don't care what Wendy's telling me. Until I see definitive proof, until a trade actually gets done, I could care less about that. Because, again, I can name the list of superstars that we were connected with from 2019. The list of superstars we were connected with. We didn't get a single one of that. From the Donovan Mitchells to the Kevin Durant's to the Kyrie Irving to the Damian Lillard. I don't even want to continue. So, no. I've seen it. I'm not entertaining the thought. If something concrete happens from that, i.e. he actually gets traded, probably won't be here. If something probably won't be in Miami. If something concrete happens, fine. But I'm not entertaining that anymore. I'm so sick and tired of hearing them being connected to another star just for them to not end up with them. It's been the same story for 7 years, and I don't want to entertain it anymore. So, Knicks are now in the bonus for the last 3 minutes, so Brunson does get to shoot free throws here. So again, this is what I talk about with Castle, bro. This is what I talk about with Castle. I don't care about. I mean, again, I'm glad he's being great. I'm glad he's scoring tonight. He's been a great offensive scorer, but the turnovers and the boneheaded plays defensively continue to hurt them. It's a 2-point game because Castle wanted to tackle. And the thing about it is he keeps doing this, and then he keeps looking up and wondering why the refs are calling it. Like, bro, it's the same story every single time with Castle. He's a young player. You hope he'll learn from this. Another bad pass. See what I'm talking about? It's the same story every single time. Like, bro, I can't do this with Castle. I don't care about the scoring output. If he's turning the ball over and playing bad defense and committing fouls, it overtakes everything. Like, bro, all these bad... Why? There's no... Wait, De'Aaron Fox is here, and you have Castle bringing the ball up. Why? For the love of God. Why is De'Aaron Fox not handling the ball? Good shot by De'Aaron Fox. Why is Castle the one handling the ball, not Fox? I don't understand this. Some of these decisions are terrible. De'Aaron Fox is in the game, and you have Castle bringing the ball up. Why? Good ball movement again. Anunoby dominating. Dude, this is just... It's just going to be a sweep, bro. It's going to be a sweep. I don't see anything from the Spurs that can convince me. Castle keeps turning the ball over and playing bad defense. They can't handle any of these dudes. Bro, it's just not going to happen. They're getting swept. They're getting swept. They have to show me real growth tonight, right now, before I would believe it. I'm dead serious. I need to see real growth from this team tonight and to find a way to win before I buy into anything here. This feels like a sweep. They're getting whipped. They're getting whipped all over the damn court. It's not even a competition. They're getting whipped. They're not even on their same level, bro. They're getting actively whipped. Oh, we don't play tonight. This is actually really nice. That's cool. I don't really care about that, dude. That ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about right now. That ain't really got much of what I got to do with this game. Because we could just throw this in and just assume it's going to happen. Don't mean it's guaranteed to happen. Tonight, OG Anunoby's got 17 points in the first half. Again, I don't see anything from the Spurs. The Spurs have to show me in real time. Wemby misses a free throw. The Spurs need to show me in real time tonight. They need to show me in real time. I need to see real growth from these guys. Real growth. Because at this point, the sweep is happening. The sweep is really going to happen. I don't see any other way. Look at the ball movement. Brunson fakes. Another open shot. Josh Hart ain't missing those. So it's just the Knicks year. It's over. The Knicks are just a better team. I don't see anything from the Spurs that makes me think they're going to pull this off. It's over. It's over. It's over. They keep having Castle bring the ball up. It's over. Another dumb play right there. Just continue to spin, bro. It's over. Just wasting my time at this point. It's over. It's over. Oh, look, at you got another open man. Ball movement, ball movement, ball movement. Wide open Jalen Brunson 3. Splash. It's the same crap every single time. It's over, bro. This game's over. Series is done. They're getting swept. I can end the stream right now, and I can tell you for a fact they're getting swept. It's not even a competition. It's not a competition. It's not a competition. Now the Spurs are panicking. They're just rushing shots up. They have no idea what they're doing. Series is over, dude. Series is over. Game's over. I can end the stream tonight. Because I'm not going to sit here for a second half of watching one team get outclassed. I hated watching my team losing 5 games, and I didn't want to stream it, but I had to be here. I hated watching the Celtics dominate. Legitimately hated watching the Celtics just dominate the Mavs because it wasn't even a competition. There's no competition here. They're not in their class. I could leave right now, and I can guarantee the Knicks are going to win this game. I can leave right now and guarantee the Knicks are going to win this game. There's nothing from the Spurs. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They're getting outclassed offensively. They're getting outclassed defensively. They're getting outcoached. These guys are getting... I'm on the verge of swearing because it's so bad. It's so bad. I expected this to be a competitive series. Even many people picked the Knicks. I said the Spurs could win it in 6 or 7, but at the same time, I felt the Knicks were going to be great enough to where I could see them winning this series, and I thought the Spurs would come out playing their A game and match that intensity because they would have to match the Knicks' intensity in order to win. Instead, what I've watched is 3 games of one team spanking the other. There's no point in me sitting here and streaming these games. There's nothing left to see here. There's no growth from these guys. It's the same story. Game 1, 2, and now 3. The same story with the Spurs. They come out and start hot. They get embarrassed in the second quarter. They fight for their lives in the third and fourth quarter, and they lose. It's the same story. There's nothing changing. I'm wasting my time. I can go enjoy my night. I don't got to be here to deal with this. If this is not going to be competitive, what the hell am I sitting here for? It's a sweep, bro. This feels like the Cavs series. I might actually not come back for the second half. I'm being dead serious. 3 seconds. Wemby throws it up. Misses. I might not come back, guys. It's halftime. Legitimately, while I leave to go handle my business because I got something to do, I promise you this right now. If this stream cuts off, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back because it's the same story. The Spurs, there's no growth. There's no trade. They're not good enough to beat this team. They haven't shown anything. They can go into halftime and talk whatever they want to talk. This team's just better. Not only are they better, they're more assertive. They're more aggressive. They're locked. They do everything the right way, and the Spurs sit there and just twiddle their thumbs and make the same mistakes. They make no adjustments. Mitch is just standing there. Castle is handing them the game with his stupid turnovers and his idiotic defensive fouls, and Mitch is not making any changes. He's just sticking with the same story. Even when Dylan Harper's out there being a lot better of a prospect, I don't understand how you don't make these changes. At this point, I'm going to leave. If the stream cuts off, I'm not coming back. I want to congratulate the Knicks because this is over. This is a sweep. I don't see anything from the Spurs that would even begin to convince me that they could win a game against these guys. They could play 100 times and the Knicks will beat them every single time. There's nothing here. Absolutely nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Not an ounce, bro. Not an ounce. Not an ounce. I came here expecting a good series. Last year we had 7 games. Everybody said the Thunder would sweep. I said, no, this could be a 6 or 7 game series. The Pacers can keep up. I expected that. And we got a 7-game series. I was having the time of my life here last year, and we had a 7-game series. This year, I sat back and said it's going to be a 6 or 7 game series. The Knicks can definitely win the championship. Spurs have to play their very best basketball if they're going to beat the Knicks, but I think the Spurs are ready for the moment. They're young, but I thought they'd be ready for the moment. They'd play their best basketball. These will be a lot of tight contested games that would come down to the wire, and it would be a 6 or 7 game series, and I could see the Spurs winning in a close 6 or 7 games. But I also saw plenty of situations where I saw the Knicks winning this series because of the experience they've had in the playoffs and being able to handle these late game situations. I came to this series expecting it to go 6 or 7 because I thought I was going to be getting a competitive series. We've sat here in game 1. We've sat here in game 2. There's no competitive series. The Knicks are just better in every aspect. And the Spurs don't even look like they belong on the same court as them. Knicks are just knocking down their threes like it's nothing, and the Spurs are not making their shots. The Knicks weren't knocking down their threes in game 1, and the Spurs still lost. The Knicks played the worst game of the postseason. They played their worst game of the postseason in game 1 and still won because the Spurs blew it. The Spurs went on a run and literally had a chance to win. They turned the ball over late. Again, it's opportunities, moments like this where you've got to prove yourself, and the Spurs have shown me nothing. Nothing. I expected a competitive series, and I'm getting a sweep. What a waste of my time. What a waste of my time. And the worst part, the very worst part is I'm seeing no adjustments from Mitch. None! These kids keep going up to the podium and saying the same thing. Oh, we ain't gonna panic. Everything's fine. We could have played better. We let them have this. You didn't let them have nothing. They took it from you. What are you talking about? You let them have it. They took it from you in your building. What are you talking about? You let them have it. You didn't let them have a damn thing. They took it. They took game 1. They took game 2. They're going to take game 3. Keep talking about how you keep letting them have it. You can let them have the championship. Wasting my time. I talked about how legitimately I wanted the Spurs and the Knicks in the finals because I thought this was going to be a competitive series. I felt with OKC already being a defending champion, if OKC was here, I felt they would win this in 4 or 5. With the Spurs here, I thought this would go 6 or 7 because I legitimately thought it would be a competitive series. And I expected adjustments as the games go on. It's been the same story all 3 games. I hate the Knicks with every fiber of my body, but that's beside the point. I hate the Knicks beyond anything. I hate the Knicks. I hate the Celtics. I hate them with every single fiber of my body. That's beside the point. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Because the Knicks came to play, and I'm fine. The Knicks win the championship. They played the better basketball. That's fine. I've said it a million times. Their fans don't deserve it. That piece of garbage owner doesn't deserve it. Stephen A. Smith doesn't deserve it. It's fine. That's not what's pissing me off. The Knicks winning right now is not what's pissing me off. Because when Boston beat Dallas, it wasn't like, oh, Dallas wasn't making adjustments. Dallas made adjustments. They just weren't better than the Celtics. When the Celtics won, the Mavericks made adjustments. But no matter how many adjustments they made, they couldn't hide Luka. They tried that was the main thing. They couldn't hide Luka. When the Celtics won their championship, I was here streaming it. I wasn't screaming. I wasn't pissed off because I watched the Mavericks make all the adjustments in the world. But no matter how many adjustments they made, they couldn't hide Luka. And Jaylen Brown cooked him for 5 games. So no matter how much they tried to hide Luka, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum ran whoever offense, especially Jaylen Brown, ran whoever offense whenever it was on Luka because he couldn't defend a nosebleed. So again, the Mavericks made adjustments. It improved their chances. They couldn't still hide Luka, and Jaylen Brown fully exploited it for a championship. That's fine. I'm not sitting here screaming because the Knicks are winning. I'm mad the Knicks are winning. No, I'm pissed off that I'm seeing no adjustments being made for the Spurs. None. It's the exact same game. Why am I sitting here watching the exact same game? Game 1. Spurs get off to a fast start in the first quarter. Knicks just play their game for 4 quarters. They dominate in the second quarter. They start pulling away in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, it's tightly contested. Knicks win. Game 2. They start off great. Knicks close it in the second quarter with domination. Third quarter, they start trying to separate themselves. Fourth quarter, they fight, comes down to the wire, Knicks win. It's the same story every single time. It's the same story. Where's the adjustments? How many times is Mitch going to continue to watch Castle turn the ball over and make idiotic fouls before he said, you know, we may have to limit his minutes? Dylan Harper is he has a plus in this series. I think they were, in the first 2 games, they were outscoring the Knicks by 7 points when Dylan Harper was on the court alone. Where are the adjustments for Mitch? They keep playing the same thing. Why do you keep doing the same thing and expecting different results? That's what's pissing me off. There's no adjustments. None! What, please, somebody name the adjustments that the Spurs have made. What adjustments have they made from game 1, game 2, and game 3? What are the adjustments they made? What are the adjustments they made? Because the Knicks haven't had to change their game plan. It's worked. What adjustments have the Spurs made? Somebody explain to me from games 1, games 2, and now game 3 through the first half. What adjustments has Mitch made with this lineup? What adjustments have they made to the game plan? It's the exact same story. Nothing's changed. They keep going to these press conferences because they're young kids. They're naive. This Knicks squad, they've been through it over and over and over again. They're battle tested. You think they're going to sit here and think of them, oh, we just let them have this. We just let them have this. The Knicks in the past, these guys on this roster, they've gone through playoff runs where they felt they let somebody have the game. And they kept letting people have the game until they got eliminated. You think they're going to keep focusing on that? Spurs, these young kids keep going up to the damn keep going up to the damn podium. Oh, we just let them have it, man. I don't think we played our best game. I got to be more patient. We just let them have it. Okay, you just keep letting them have it. You keep letting them have game 3 and then letting them have game 4. You keep following that same mantra because in the previous series, we had that Cavs team that kept talking, oh, analytically, we're technically leading, or this series is tied analytically. So that's cool. You keep letting them have it. Knicks fans would really love if you let them have game 3 and game 4. I'm sure you'll figure things out next year. Like, no adjustments. Somebody explain to me, what adjustments has Mitch made as a coach? What adjustments to the game plan have they made? They're going to lose this game. I'm not even joking. If this is a double-digit lead heading into the fourth quarter, I'm turning the stream off and I'm going about my night. I'm not wasting my time with this game. I'm not going to sit here and watch the same nonsense over and over again. No adjustments. What adjustments have the Spurs made? Somebody explain to me. What adjustments have they made? None. We're watching the exact same game. No adjustments being made. No adjustments being made here. No adjustments being made. No adjustments being made. Just the same old dumb plays. Just to throw this out here, the Knicks are out rebounding them. By the way, if you want to know, the Knicks are out rebounding the Spurs. The Knicks are shooting better from the field and from the 3-point line. They're out rebounding the Spurs, and it's just. Where's the adjustments, man? I'm serious. What adjustments? What adjustments have they made? I'm dead serious right now. What adjustments have they made? What adjustments have the Spurs made between games 1, 2, and 3? And then Wemby keeps going to the podium and keeps running his mouth. And then he keeps like, these are the challenges I thrive in. I'm built for this. That's cool. I saw that quote and said, all right, that's cool. But understand that if you lose this series, they're going to clown you for that. Because you talked about you being built for this, and then you get swept in the finals. Nobody's going to care. I don't give a damn what Stephen A. Smith is doing right now. I don't care. But again, it's the same story. Where are the adjustments? I mean, I've been very clear. Obviously, I have hatred for the Knicks because of their fan base. I don't think their fans deserve anything until they clean up their act. I don't think that owner deserves to celebrate a championship after how disgusting he's been as an owner. And I don't think Stephen A. Smith deserves to celebrate a title. I don't think any of these individuals deserve to celebrate a title, but that doesn't mean I have hatred for the team. Again, this a championship for Cat after everything he's gone through, all the loss that he suffered in his life. This would be a fantastic story for him. Brunson, who's been undermined his entire career, he went to the Knicks and people literally laughed at that. Literally had somebody on television saying you can't win with a small guard like that. All this other stuff. I mean, Mikal Bridges has been on this side before. He was with the Suns. They were up 2-0 with Chris Paul and that Suns team and lost 4 straight in a brutal finals loss in 6 to Giannis and the Bucks. He knows this type of loss. So, like, again, these guys have gone through it. Them winning a championship would be fantastic. So I got nothing against the players. And not to mention, the guy that would be getting a lot from this is Mike Brown. We all remember Mike Brown's time with LeBron when he was with the Cavs. We remember when he was with Kobe and the Lakers and Kobe gave him the death stare. Mike Brown has been through so much in his coaching career that winning a championship with the New York Knicks would mean everything to him. So I've got no problem with the Knicks winning the championship, and they're playing fantastic basketball. They go on to win this championship. They're going to be an all-time great championship team, and the numbers will back it up. I'd have no problem with that. But the thing that I'm over here mad about, why I'm yelling, is because I'm watching the Spurs, who are this was a former dynasty. They're a top-class organization that got to the finals in year 3 of the Wembanyama era, and they're making no adjustments in the finals. I would expect more from a Spurs. If this was Popovich, the adjustments would have been made. And I know Mitch is not Greg Popovich. I understand that. But can you make some adjustments? Can you take a look at this lineup and say, you know, we might need to switch things up? Where are the adjustments? What changes to the game plan that they put up? It's been 2 games. You've watched the Knicks dominate you the exact same way. What adjustments are you going to make as a coach? I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me the adjustments Mitch has made. Because nothing seems to be working. I get it. At some point, it could just be like, they're the better team. But, dog, they haven't been making the adjustments. Why do you still have Castle taking the ball up in a lot of these moments? Castle is a guy that's going to turn the ball over and make mistakes. And yet you continue to let him take the ball up. I don't understand this. It's just, it's so weird that they continue to make these same mistakes. I get that they're a young team, but I'm not seeing anything from these guys, dude. I don't see any form of growth in the finals. I'm not seeing any growth. I'm not seeing any changes. Wemby playing well. He played well in this first half. Wembanyama had 15 points. Wemby's playing well. But even with Wemby playing well, it takes a team to win. Look at what the Knicks are doing. OG Anunoby has 17 points in the first half. 17 from him. 13 from Josh Hart. 9 points from Cat on 4 shots. Brunson's got 15. Like, dude, it takes more than one guy. What are we doing here? I don't think the Spurs will get back here unless they make a coaching change. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. That's not my call to make. But again, you're in the finals. You've got a young team. Where are the adjustments? You keep playing the same type of basketball and the same results keep happening. At some point, you got to make a change, dude. It's cool that you keep getting off to these fast shooting starts, but you're not going to maintain that hot shooting for 4 quarters. It's not going to happen. And then when we start to see the Knicks go on a run, it doesn't matter if Mitch calls a timeout because he'll call a timeout to stop the run. They'll come back in and they'll still make the same mistakes and the Knicks will keep beating them. I'm convinced at this point the Knicks can play the Spurs 1,000 times. And the Knicks will just keep winning because the Spurs aren't making they're not making changes. What changes has Mitch made? What changes has he made? I don't understand this, man. I don't understand this. I got to go do something quickly. I've already talked through most of halftime. The second half is getting ready to come up. If the Knicks are up double digits in the 4th quarter, I might turn this stream off and call it a night. I have no interest in continuing to watch the same show that this has been. It's just one team that outclasses the other. No adjustments being made. If adjustments were made, if there were actual changes to the game plan, and I sit back and say, okay, these are real changes, it's not working, then we'll be like, okay, they're just the better team. But again, defensively, they're not making the change. Like how many times are you going to continue to watch them move the ball around? You keep watching them move the ball around. Everyone's just standing there watching the ball being moved around, and you're leaving guys open for three. It's the same story every single time with the Spurs. The Spurs are a top-class organization that should be able to handle these situations, and yet they come out here and look as lost as they look. I don't care how young these kids are. How many times, like common sense should hit. Maybe we should not be leaving these guys open for three when they've been killing us the entire series from the perimeter. Maybe we should not leave them open for three. Maybe we should not leave Shamet. Maybe we should not leave McBride. Maybe we should not leave OG. Maybe we should let Brunson shoot a three. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know what adjustments they're making. I don't understand the defensive game plan. I don't understand what they're doing offensively at times. They look lost. It looks like Mitch has no idea what to do, and it seems like it's all over. Knicks, congratulations. First championship in 53 years for the Knicks. Congratulations. You've got them. I don't see anything from the Spurs that makes me think anything's going to change. You've got them right where you want them. This series is over. I am marking this down right now at the start of the third quarter. The series is over. I mean, unless they show me real growth, the series is over. The Knicks are just going to dominate the third quarter. They're going to take over the second half, and it's going to be game. Back in the second half, Knicks ended the first half on the 10-1 run. I'm not even surprised. I've done enough yelling for this night. I'm done yelling. I'm done yelling. I'm done. I'm done yelling. I said I'm done yelling. I got nothing else to say for the Spurs. And Castle nearly turns the ball over again. You keep having him be the one that's ultimately... You keep having Castle be the one ultimately bringing the ball up instead of De'Aaron Fox, who does a better job in protecting the basketball and actually initiating something offensively. I just don't understand it. I don't. Champagne did hit a layup there at 64-59. I don't understand why they continue to make some of these mistakes again. And then they keep coming out and saying, we got to do this, we got to do that, and then they're just not doing it. So, like, you're not practicing what you preach. I've done enough yelling for today. I've done enough yelling for this series, even though this is the first time I've really yelled in this series, because it's 3 games in and it's the same story. That's a bad pass by Cat. But yeah, I don't understand why we don't make some of these changes here. Castle with the ball. Gets it to Wemby. Wemby should not be shooting threes. Get to that paint. Wemby, good defense right there. Gets it to Champagnie. Champagnie pops the 3, puts it in, and he's fouled. And I think he's hurt. I think Brunson may have landed on his ankle. So that's going to be a 4-point play for Champagnie. Man, that's not a flagrant. That's not a flagrant foul. It's a common foul. It's a regular foul. He did foul him. That's not a flagrant. That's not a flagrant. That is not a flagrant foul. That is not a flagrant foul. Again, I don't understand. And the thing about it is, like, they'll have a game plan too. That's not a flagrant foul. That's not a flagrant foul. The officiating's been terrible. Dog, I swear to God. Knicks fans, I hate you guys with every single fiber in my body. But I'm 100% with you. The refs have been biased towards the Spurs. We've seen it. That's not a flagrant. How is that hostile? He didn't put his feet forward. That's not a flagrant. The officials have been heavily biased against the Spurs. I've seen Wemby literally just grab somebody and move them away, and they don't call that. He did it again tonight, and they don't call that. How is that a flagrant? No, Knicks fans, the refs have been disgusting against you guys. I hate you guys with every fiber in my body, but I've always been objective. I hate the Celtics, but I'm objective with them too. That's just who I am as a fan of the game. I will always remain objective no matter what the circumstance is. I hate the Chiefs, but I'm objective with them. I hate the Cowboys, but I'm objective with them. I hate the Steelers, but I'm objective with them. I will always be fair and objective because I want sports to be that way. The officiating in this game has been heavily favoring the Spurs. It's not even a conversation. It's not even a conversation. It's been heavily favoring the Spurs. I'm not even going to lie to you. So Spurs get the ball here. I don't understand how that's a flagrant. I don't understand how that's a flagrant, dude. Castle's open for three. Can't hit it. Good rebound there by OG Anunoby. At this point, I don't even know why they continue to take some of these three-point shots. Brunson with the ball one-on-one against Fox. Brunson now being switched on by Champagnie. Clock winding down. Brunson's got to throw something up. He can't get it. Brunson fights for the rebound and gets the basket. He gets the rebound and puts the shot in. Josh Hart was able to tip it back out to Brunson. 66-63. And they continue to let Castle run this up. Champagnie for three. Can't get it. Wemby couldn't get the rebound. Here come the Knicks once again. We'll just play this on to the end. I'm tired, man. It's the same story every single time. OG Anunoby just straight to the basket. It's just nothing left, bro. It's the same story with the Knicks. And now they're just settling for three-point shots again, which again, you literally had their assistant coach talking about, we got away from our drives to the basket. We got away from driving to the basket, so we got to get back to that. Just for them to start settling for threes. And now De'Aaron Fox finally drives to the basket, foul to the free throw line for free throws. Again, if you're dry, again, they have to continue to attack the paint. If you're just the Spurs, you've got to attack the paint. The Knicks are literally doing that. They're killing them with three-point shooting because they can shoot. But the Knicks are literally attacking the basket. And they're getting second chance points. It's the same story every single time. So, like, again, I don't understand. At this point, if the three-point shot isn't there for you as a unit, attack the basket. Attack the basket. Get aggressive and attack the basket. Again, like, I hate the Knicks with every fiber of my body, man, but I can't even lie. The officiating's trying to do everything they can to extend this series. The officiating's been beneficial to the Spurs, and the Spurs still can't win. That should tell you something about how this series has been and how these two teams have fared. Brunson being guarded by Castle. Now he's got Champagnie on him. Crossover. Good defense right there. Now you get it. Wemby gets it to Vassell. Vassell gets fouled and he just throws it up. I mean, Brunson's pushing through multiple injuries. I mean, dealt with the ankle, dealt with the knee. I think he had the back in this game. And Castle landed on his leg when he was fighting for it. It's the same story, man, for Brunson in his finals. I mean, he's just been dealing with injuries and he's just been pushing through it. That's the will of Brunson. Again, like I said, I hate that fan base with every fiber of my body. They don't deserve to celebrate a title, but the players on this team, I respect every single one out there. I respect Brunson. I respect Cat. Cat has come a long way from the moments I called him soft in what's it called? I called him soft. I said he was a fraud in Minnesota. He's come to New York and he's toughened up. I love the development I've seen from Cat. You know, I've called Cat out a lot. I've called him out several times when he was in Minnesota. I called him soft. I called him a fraud. I said he wasn't willing to be aggressive in a lot of these situations. And that was all true. But he comes to New York with a new mindset. And he starts just dominating. And I love what I'm seeing from Cat since he's been in New York. So again, I admit it, man. I was one of the very, very, very strong critics when it comes to Karl-Anthony Towns. But that's about what he was in Minnesota. And it just seemed like it wasn't working in Minnesota. Just like Andrew Wiggins, Cat needed to get out of Minnesota to change his perspective. Wiggins goes to the Warriors, wins a championship. Cat here now with the Knicks, might win a championship and get Finals MVP. Because he's been arguably the best player here. Good defense by the Spurs here. Fox keeps driving to the basket. The shot's blocked, but he was out of bounds. Good defense by the Knicks. He was just out of bounds. I feel like Bridges hasn't even scored. Don't worry. When Bridges gets his opportunities, he's going to take it. And if we're looking at it, Bridges, Bridges hasn't had a lot of moments here, but it's fine because you've been getting scoring outputs from Josh Hart. Again, it's not always going to be your night. Castle to the corner, Fox for three, no good. Rebound goes to the Knicks. Again, they keep taking these three-point shots when they're not hitting threes. They know they have to attack the basket. That's a foul. And Brunson makes it. I don't know how Brunson be hitting these tough shots. Like, he just threw it up and it goes in. Bro, these are Jokic-level shots that Brunson be making sometimes. How do you make that? Like, he's not even looking at the basket when he throws it up. Look at this. He's not looking at the basket and just throws it up. And then he just makes it. I don't even know what you can do in that situation. How does he get that? I don't know how he makes that shot, man. 4-point lead here for the Knicks. At this point, I might as well just root for the Knicks because, like, well, I'm obviously rooting against the Knicks because I want this to be a competitive series. But dude, the Knicks are just playing better basketball, and I'll root for the team that's playing better basketball. Wemby shoots a jump shot. It's good. They actually did. They ran a pick and roll here they ran a pick and pop here to get a good shot for Wembanyama, and he got it. Wemby again's playing well. I think they got to look to get a little bit more shots for him, but he's playing well. Reaching foul on Fox here. And just like that, the fouls are piling up, and it's a timeout here. Oh, no, not my timeout. It's a change here. They're going to bring in Keldon Johnson, so it's a substitution, excuse me. I can check this out later. Brunson one-on-one. Keldon Johnson on them. That's not exactly the matchup you want. Brunson can cook on those. Brunson can finish. Rebounds goes to Spurs. Here comes Harper. Vassell's going to pop a three, and he's going to hit it. Spurs take the lead 72-71. Here comes Hart, and it's a good defensive play by Vassell to knock it out of bounds, but he just couldn't keep it in bounds. Went from I hate the Knicks to I'm rooting for the Knicks. No, I said I might as well root for the Knicks. I'm still not going to root for the Knicks. Still not going to root for the Knicks. I said I might as well because they're playing better basketball, but I'm still not going to root for the Knicks. At this point, I have to root. I'm not going to root for the Knicks, not because I hate them, but because I want this series to be extended. I wanted a 6 or 7 game series, but the Spurs haven't shown me anything to make me believe that. So I'm not going to root for the Knicks no matter what. They can sweep them. I still wouldn't root for them, but I would root for an extended series. So I'm going to still stay with where I'm at. Anunoby, that's a beautiful shot by OG Anunoby. And again, you got to take those contested shots. If they hit those contested shots, you just got to deal with it if you're Spurs. They also should not fall in love with the three-point line. Keldon Johnson goes to the paint, fouls, and gets to the... Honestly, if they do that a lot more, they'll be in a better place. Just drive to the basket, look to be aggressive, look to attack, and see what happens there. That has to be the game plan here because these threes aren't working for the Spurs. You're not hitting a lot of these threes. So take your looks, take those opportunities to drive to the rim, get aggressive, get to the free throw line if you have to, and then go from there. And now the Spurs are in the bonus with 7 minutes left to go. Keldon Johnson misses his first free throw. He's never been a good free throw shooter. And Keldon Johnson missed both. Vassell guarding Brunson. Brunson, corner. Josh Hart. Josh Hart's been hitting his threes, man. So now, again, role players shoot better at home than on the road. So expect Josh Hart to shoot better here. Good play by Castle. He just didn't finish the layup. You got to finish the layup. You drive to the basket, you got to finish the layup. Oh, mistakes here. Bad pass from Brunson. And here's a timeout. Again, the Knicks are just playing better basketball right now, man. Josh Hart has been shooting like Dookie in this series, but again, role players shoot better at home than on the road. So Josh Hart's gonna make a million threes in this building, but he can't shoot a damn thing in San Antonio. And again, with the way this game's going, it's not going back to San Antonio in the first place. Everyone on Twitter is calling out the Spurs for their stupid game plans. Like, instead of just attacking the basket, you know, the thing that got you the lead, why don't you just take these stupid threes that's leading to turnovers and fast break points for the Knicks. Oh boy, they're in the thick of it. I'll be right back. Again, I ain't gonna lie, the game plan should be very simple for the Spurs. They keep trying to settle for threes. The threes aren't hitting. Attack the basket. The sad part is they're literally in the bonus. They have the advantage to attack the rim, be physical, drive to the basket, get aggressive, and get to the free throw line. They have the opportunity to do that, but instead they want to shoot a million threes. I don't know if this is a product of the era or if these guys are just not making the proper. Like, dude, the opportunity's there. They're in the bonus for the next 6 minutes of this quarter. Drive to the basket. Wemby misses. Harper comes in and gets the putback. Again, I'm just saying, man, like the opportunity's there to just attack the rim, and they keep trying to settle for threes. Continue to play your defense. Continue to, again, no need to double. Again, you can continue to be physical. Go one-on-one. You got to trust your defenders to stay with your man. Wemby shooting a three. Oh, thank God he didn't do that. Keldon Johnson, he get it to Keldon Johnson, who was at the rim for a good basket tie game. Again, you got to just trust your defenders to stick with your guys. Everyone stick with their man. Play great defense. Stick with your guy. Play great physical defense. And then offensively attack the rim. That should be the game plan for the Spurs. It's not a difficult concept. See, now all of a sudden everyone's playing one-on-one. They're sticking to their man, and then offensively, Wemby, no! You know what? He hit it. Wemby hit it, but that's not. I mean, I'm glad he hit the three, but that's not a shot you need to be taking. That is not a shot you need to be taking. Gotta get back. Gotta get back. Good offensive rebound by Mitchell Robinson. Robinson finds a way to put it in, man. Again, the Knicks are going to continue to play their game, and they're going to play the same way, and it's going to work out however you look at it. It's on the ground, so it won't count. Basket won't count, but he's still going to the free throw line because the Knicks are in the bonus. Again, the game plan should be simple. Offensively for the Spurs, attack the rim. Defensively, you've got great defenders all around. Just go one on. Everybody stick to your man. It's one-on-one. Match up with who you are. If you gotta switch. If you don't, if they're switching to a favorable matchup, fight over the screen. But everybody stick with your guy. Don't trap nobody. Don't leave nobody open. Stick with your guy and play defense. That's it. And then offensively, drive to the rim and attack. That's all you need to do. It's right there for the Spurs. If they just do these two things, they have a shot here. But they keep making the same mistakes of just shooting all these damn threes for no reason. If the threes aren't hitting, why are you taking them? You got to be smarter here. 4.5 to go in the third quarter here. It's going to be a back and forth affair, just like game 1 and game 2. But down the stretch, you know you can trust the Knicks. Which is why we look at the Spurs and say, when are you going to show us that we can trust you? Harper makes both free throws. Harper's got to get a lot more play time here in this game. 81-78, 4:24 left to go. Again, everybody just stick to your man. Stick to your guy. Stick to your guy. Stick to your man. Don't stick to your man. Just common foul there. No need to call, no text. So now both teams are in the bonus. With 4 minutes left, both teams are in the bonus. And now, because both teams are in the bonus, you got to get Mitchell Robinson out immediately because the Spurs may try to pull a Hacker Robinson. So Mike Brown used this opportunity to get Mitchell Robinson out the game now. With no Wemby, honestly, again, Cat back in the game. Luke Cornett can't guard anybody. Clarkson nearly lost the ball. He's got to put it up. No good. And again, see, nobody... That's another thing. They don't follow the ball. No, don't follow the ball. Nobody's there to get the rebound. They keep giving up so many second chance points. De'Aaron Fox. Again, you got to attack the basket. You got to look to attack the basket. Johnson, he's going to look to attack the rim. And there's a foul, so he's going to the free throw line. And it's going to be on Shamet. But Keldon Johnson is not a good free throw shooter, so you could get away with this. Oh, wait, is this an offensive foul? Oh, they said this is an offensive foul. Oh, no, I was about to say. I thought they had called that a foul on Shamet. Never mind. It's a defensive foul on Shamet. Keldon Johnson's going to shoot free throws here. Johnson makes the first free throw. Stanley Cup's been great. Johnson misses the second free throw because, again, he's not a good free throw shooter. So if you're the Knicks, you can actually deal with Keldon Johnson going to the free throw line. He's not a good free throw shooter. And now they're calling the fouls because they were letting them be physical, and now they're just blowing the whistle. So now Cat gets to go shoot free throws to tie the game. Oh, sorry, not Cat. OG Anunoby, who again is a good free throw shooter. He's gonna go to the line to shoot too. Shout out, keep it real. It's still Spurs in 6. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, he pulled the jersey. That's different. He pulled the jersey. That's a clear foul. Both teams are on the bonus, so it depends on which team is going to be smarter in this situation. OG missed the second free throw. And Harper gets the rebound here, taking it up the court, 82-81. Harper goes up and score. Bro, Harper needs to be playing a lot more. Look at what he's capable of. The rookie looks the most composed out of everybody here. It's not even crazy to say. Cat gets open for 3, fakes the 3, sidesteps, drives to the basket, banks it. Never mind. It went. I thought he banked it in, but nah. Just barely missed off the banker. And here comes Johnson. He's going to drive. He's going to get trapped. Good defense by Cat. He steals the ball. And Alvarado's going to the basket. He can't get the layups. No good. He tried to force that up because he was looking for contact. Couldn't get it there. Good defense for both teams. And Harper now with the ball. He's going to drive. Fakes. Tough shot. It hangs. Cornette gets it. And Cornette's going to get fouled, so he's going to the line now. And now it's getting to be a free throw thing because both teams are in the bonus right now. So it's just going to be a free throw game right now. And a timeout's going to be called here. But Knicks are... No, excuse me. I'm so used to the Knicks being up. Spurs up right now. Cornette going to the free throw line.
Back in the older times, how did they make it through yet another day? Just existing. How did they live their lives? Posting about it. How did they know they liked something if the thing they thought they liked hadn't already gotten any likes? How did they know what to think? Who to add? Who to love? How did they know who they were without the rest of the world telling them?
All right, what is going on here? Mm-mm.
The brigands are savages. This galaxy must be defended. Let's get to it.
This is funny. So, let's just take a look at Twitter. Obviously, one of the things I'm seeing is Ravens Twitter. I'm seeing 2 things on Ravens Twitter right now, which I'm seeing 2 things on Ravens Twitter right now. The first thing I'm seeing is a lot of people pushing. I don't know if there was a report or a rumor that came out about the possibility if the Falcons are willing to trade him. All of a sudden, Ravens fans talking about the Ravens trading for Kyle Pitts. I don't see where that's gonna happen. I don't where did that story? I mean, it just seems like there's reports that if Atlanta is looking to move off of Kyle Pitts, the Ravens may be interested. Yeah, ESPN's Dan Grisano lists Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts as an early trade deadline candidate to move, and mention the Ravens in this reason. I don't see why Kyle Pitts would be the answer. Again, I know you lost Isaiah Likely, but why would they just Kyle Pitts would be expensive. I don't know if they would be willing to make that move or even want to make that move. Especially because Kyle Pitts has yet to really reach his full potential, and I don't know if he'd be doing that in offense that shares the ball. Because again, you got to let Derrick Henry eat. You got to let Zay Flowers do his thing. You want Rashad Bateman's still supposed to be an impactful player here, and a lot of people are still rooting for Rashad Bateman. At some point, you got to let guys eat. So I don't think the Ravens are going to trade for Kyle Pitts. So that's the one thing I'm seeing on Ravens Twitter here while I was just scrolling and seeing a lot of people cook the Spurs. So yeah, Kyle Pitts is Kyle Pitts of the Ravens rumors are starting up. This is going to be fun to deal with. And then the other thing is about Roquan Smith in terms of how the Ravens can move off of Roquan Smith next season, which they might. And then you got Ravens fans cooking Roquan Smith. Some are saying he wasn't worth the second-round pick that the Ravens traded for him back in 2022, which, again, is wrong. He was worth that pick, but you could say he's not the player he is now, so he's not worth this contract now. But to say he wasn't worth the pick is wrong. Cornette makes the first free throw is good. So, yeah, that second-round pick in 2022 was absolutely worth it for Roquan Smith because he was an elite player in 2022 and 2023. He had a down year in 2024, and he was even worse 2025. So, like, I get it. He hasn't been the same guy since 23. But in terms of giving up a second-round pick for him, he was worth it. Luke Cornette makes both free throws. So, yeah, I don't get this aspect of saying that Roquan Smith wasn't worth the second-round pick. He was. He was an elite player for the Ravens in 2022 and 2023. The last 2 years, he hasn't been that elite player. He's been good, not elite. But this aspect here that they're saying he wasn't worth the second-round pick is just wrong. If you want to say that, nice pass right there, you get a wide open Shamet, he hits the three. Bro, these role players don't miss a beat. So again, if you want to sit back and say Roquan Smith is not worth the contract he's currently on, I agree. He's not worth this current contract. But say he's not worth the second-round pick that they traded from, that's just wrong. Again, the focus should be driving to the basket. Champagnie gets open for three, and he puts it in. Nice three by Champagnie. 89-84, 145 left to go. Wemby at the table. Roquan was a dog when we traded for him. He was certainly worth it. He was worth the second-round pick. Chicago knew they couldn't pay him. Well, Chicago didn't want to pay him that big contract, and we had a second-round pick. So again, saying he wasn't worth it is just wrong. But saying, if you want to say he's not worth the contract he has right now, I 100% agree. He's not worth the contract he has right now. So if the Ravens want to move off of him after this season, yeah, sure, move off of him after this season. That's fine. But to say he's not worth the second-round pick, he was absolutely worth the second-round pick they gave up for him. Because he was elite for those 2 years in 2022 and 2023. I'm sorry, I didn't expect him to drop off. But again, I guess one can argue Roquan Smith was elite because of Mike McDonald's scheme. Good defense right there, but you get back out of it. They're playing good defense right now. Oh my God, Jordan Clarkson hits a crazy three to tie the game. You can't play better defense than that. The Spurs just got to deal. Again, you can't play better defense than what they did on that. He just made a contested three. The Knicks are the best at making contested shots, man. Now Harper's going to shoot a three. He puts it in. Now they're just throwing haymaker. Dude, Dylan Harper, man. Dylan Harper might end up becoming a superstar in the near future, bro. If he gets the opportunities, he's got to continue to develop. He's a rookie, and he's looking like this in the finals, bro. I'm not going to lie. Dylan Harper could be something special in this league in a couple years. Bridges gets his shot. Wemby's not getting in the game here. You have to get in to start the fourth quarter, man. Final possession of the third quarter is 92-91. They're letting this rookie go. Dylan Harper pulls another three. Can't hit it this time. No time left, but it's going to be a one-point game here heading into the fourth quarter. And the Spurs are facing elimination because if they lose tonight and go down 0-3, the season's over. They're not coming down from an 0-3 deficit. They don't have the composure to do that. If they're going to have any chance to get back in this, they have to win tonight. But Dylan Harper right now is making some crazy shots. Rosenbeck needs to lose some weight and he'll be all right. Okay, guys, we got to calm down a little bit. Has he been putting on a little bit of weight? Yes, we've seen that the last couple years. But this year, y'all keep saying Rosenbeck. That's the funny thing. Y'all come up with this Rosenbeck. If y'all been calling him fat, why are y'all calling him Rosenbeck? Because, like, if he's fat, that means he's not using it. If he's huge, like everyone's been saying, that means he's not using it. So where did this Rosenbeck aspect come from? It's one thing if y'all were saying he was fat and now all of a sudden he's magically skinny. But y'all still say he's fat even today. When they were doing some of these OTA practices, some of y'all were still saying he's fat. So if y'all been saying he's fat for years, where's the Ozempic part of this? Where did that nickname come from? It don't even fit him. If he's been fat and he's still fat in your opinion, then he's never used it, because he's not like he's fat and then he magically came back and he's skinny. But yeah, Roquan is not worth the contract he's on right now, but he's definitely worth the second round pick they gave up to get him, because he was an elite player. He was a top two linebacker, man. It was literally him and Fred Warner. 2022, 2023, it was Fred Warner 1, Roquan Smith 2. That's not an argument. That was the facts of the situation. Now, if you want to sit back and say the only reason he was at that number 2 spot is because of Mike McDonald's defense, fair. But at the same time, we've seen what happened. We've seen how these guys have looked in in Zachary Orr's defense. Everyone's taking a step back. Everyone is actively taking a step back. Hell, there are people that are still trying to underestimate what Kyle Hamilton can do just because of how bad this defense looked these last 2 years. Even though Kyle Hamilton is the best safety in football, people have questioned that because of how bad the defenses looked. Anyway, we're talking about the past year. We know what Zachary Orr's defense was. We know how poor it is. In fact, some of these players have been kind of speaking about it. When Mike Green was on, the podcast, the Ravens podcast, he even talked about it. Sorry for the. I know we're in the NBA Finals. Fourth quarter getting ready to start. 92 Spurs, 91 Knicks. Fourth quarter getting ready to start. So we're just killing time while it's in commercial. But yeah, in the podcast episode, Mike Green talked about what he mentioned, and he was like, I don't really want to, like, it's not like I'm trying to dog anybody, but to be brutally honest or to be straightforward, the defense we were running last year didn't really fit the players we had. It didn't really fit the team we had. And he spoke about how their scheme was a lot more about containment. So they weren't looking to attack the quarterback. They were looking to be more of containing the quarterback in the pocket. Instead of attacking the quarterback, it was more about containment, which is really weird because it seemed like they were trying to play a lot of these quarterbacks like they're Lamar, where you're trying to contain them in the pocket and then trying to collapse the pocket from that point on. But they weren't even doing a good job of that. The defense was about containment, and they weren't even doing a good job of that. So it's funny how that worked out. Either way, we know what Zachary Orr's defense was. We never want to see that in Baltimore ever again. You got Jesse Minter here. You got Anthony Weaver. I expect this to be a top 10 defensive unit. Spurs are not pulling away while Brunson's on the bench with 4 fouls. That's alarming. This is. Have you been seeing the series? With or without Brunson out there, it's been the same story. Legitimately, Brunson, no Brunson. And we got to say this, bro. The 2026 Knicks don't start and end with Brunson. They got so much talent out there. Brunson can go sit on the bench and Cat can dominate. And OG Anunoby can dominate. And then all of a sudden Bridges can get hot. They got way too much talent in their starting lineup. They have arguably, which again, Knicks have said it for years, they have arguably the most talented starting 5 in the NBA. So it's not like they're in a terrible situation. Fox for 3, no good. And loose ball foul on Bridges, so it's going to stay down here. So yeah, legitimately, they don't need Brunson out there to still be effective because they've been effective with Cat and OG and Bridges, and even Josh Hart's pitching in tonight. So, I mean, not to mention with the way the series has gone, I haven't expected much here overall in terms of these guys pulling away at all. A lob to Wemby works there. 94-91. I'm tired of Ravens social media pages continuing to report on New York Giants and Harbaugh. They need to move the hell on. They're not going to. They're not going to move on until the season starts, dude. I'm going to just be honest. They're not going to move on until the season starts. Until we get to see a game with Jesse Minter as the head coach out there, they're not going to move on. So I'm just letting you know that. 3 seconds to shoot here. It's going to be Knicks basketball. So yeah, I'm just letting you know straight up because they're going to continue to talk about it. They're not going to stop talking about Harbaugh until the season starts. And even if the season starts, there will be some mentions. Trust me, there'll be some mentions. Because if all of a sudden the Ravens are thriving and the Giants are struggling, there'll be some conversations. If the Giants are thriving and the Ravens are struggling, there will be conversations. Nothing you can do there. Wemby to Fox. Fox gets blocked, but he's fouled. That's another foul on the Knicks. Again, I don't know, man. I gotta take a look at this.
And you remember game two, critical minutes out of their bench. Brunson and Towns were on the bench in that one, and they got some timely shot making from Bridges, Deuce McBride in that game, Landry Shamet. So they had a lot of guys.
De'Aaron Fox at the free throw line makes the first free throw. So yeah, it's going to be conversations all off season long, and even when the season starts, if the Giants are struggling and the Ravens are thriving, conversations there. If the Giants are thriving and the Ravens are struggling, conversations will be made. Media's not going to stop talking about Harbaugh. He was there for 17, 18 years. He was there for a long time. That was his coaching staff. That was his coaching philosophy. He's been there for a long time. When you move on to a new coach, obviously you want to focus on that, but the media team's been used to seeing Harbaugh and used to talking to Harbaugh for 17 plus years now. And now they got to move on from that. Good defense by De'Aaron Fox. He steals the ball, and then it just deflected, and the Knicks aren't able to save it, so it's going to stay with the Spurs. But yeah, I mean, I know it's going to be tiring, but they're not going to stop talking about it. Not to mention, the social media team won't stop talking about it, but the fans won't stop talking about it. Because I keep seeing that occasionally on my feed on Twitter. Because again, since I follow the Ravens and follow things related to the Ravens, I'm going to see a lot of Ravens Twitter. The report came out that Abdul Carter got injured. I think it's a foot injury for Carter. So immediately, as soon as that popped up, Ravens Twitter couldn't wait to talk about, oh yeah, Harbaugh's already getting those boys injured over there in practice. So this is just going to be the case. You've moved on from a head coach that's been there for 18 years, or from 17 to 18 years. They're not just going to stop talking about him. They're going to keep focused on him until the season starts. Good defense right there, but Shamet just touched it. Good defense, but Shamet touched it. They nearly forced the turnover, but Shamet was unfortunately the last one to touch it there. 96-91. Got to lob it to Wemby. Wemby's got the ball here being guarded by Cat. Wemby's going to shoot this three, man. And Towns got a piece of it. 4 seconds left. De'Aaron Fox got to shoot up a three. Castle gets it. He gets blocked. That's just great defense by the Knicks. They're going to give Brunson as much time as they need because they trust these guys to be able to get things going. 10 to shoot. Bridges, one-on-one. He's going to drive. Bridges gets into the corner. Shamet, he's got to put something up. No fouls called there because he's looking for contact. And here comes Fox with the ball. Fox, they try to get him. Wemby spins, nearly loses it, gets it to Castle. Castle's going to pop a three. No good. And again, these are the minutes. These are the minutes that the Spurs should be taking advantage of them where there's no Brunson. And they're not taking advantage of these minutes. Fox saves the ball. The Spurs, the Knicks should be the Spurs should be taking advantage of this, and then the foul's called. The Spurs should be taking advantage of the minutes without Brunson, and they're not doing so. I'm calling it out. We're winning the Super Bowl. Good luck to you, my guy. I would love for that to happen. I'll be rooting for that to happen. I'm not predicting that to happen. I said Jesse Mitchell's got 2 years to get it done. I'm leaning more on year 2 when they can get rid of some of these guys and really bring in guys that fit more with what Jesse Minter and his coaching staff are looking for. You got to make some changes. So once those changes can be properly made, once he can start really affecting the roster the way he wants to, then I would look at that and say, oh, okay, year 2, he's got a year under his belt. His system's been there. We've ran it. We see how it works. It's all good. We can go for it year 2 with a couple pieces added. But again, we'll see. I mean, I hope this season works out the way we think. If all this team needed was coaching, then we're going to see it. If all this team needed was coaching, we're going to find out. If all the Ravens needed to get to the Super Bowl was good coaching, then we're going to find out come January if this team gets there. No one can make a shot right now. We're stuck at 96-91. Nobody can make a shot. Champagny drives. Gets it. Nice pass to Johnson. Good ball movement there. 98-91. Now Brunson's in. Brunson being harassed. Tough shot. He leans in, misses the layup. Bank shot is good the putback shot is good for Mitchell Robinson. 98-93. 8:20 left to go in this game. Harper drives, gets it to Wemby. Wemby back to Castle. Castle to Harper. Harper pulls up for three. No good. And a foul is called on Mitchell Robinson for the loose ball foul. And that's going to put the Spurs in the bonus for the last 8 minutes of the game. If you're San Antonio and you can't take advantage of this, I don't know what to tell you, man. So now the Spurs are in the bonus. Free throws for the rest of the game for San Antonio. So Wemby's getting free throws here. If San Antonio can't win with this advantage, they're just not going to win a game this series. You're in the bonus for the rest of the game. 8 minutes left to go. You are in the bonus. If you can't get this San Antonio, bro, I don't know what to tell you.
Themselves in position in the fourth quarter, but right now they're just 3 minutes, just under 4 minutes into this quarter, and you're in the bonus. It's important for San Antonio to maintain an attacking style and not settle with the Knicks sending you to the foul line in any contact.
Wemby makes both free throws, 100-93. The advantage is here for San Antonio. They're in the bonus for the last 8 minutes of the game. You've got to be in attack mode if you're the Spurs. Now Castle gets called. And I think that's the third foul now on San Antonio. I think one more, and now the Knicks will be in the bonus. If the Knicks get in the bonus, it's game over at that point, because they will absolutely take advantage of that. Wait, that was a first team foul? Oh my goodness. Okay, we are far from where they would need to be into that. Oh, nice pass by Brunson. Josh Hart had a good look. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Wemby with the ball. Attack mode. This is when you got to attack. Oh, Wemby got fouled, made the 3 and 1. It's a 4-point play for San Antonio. All AFC North teams making changes except for Cincinnati. I feel bad for Joe Burrow. Well, they made some changes. They added to their defense. They added to their defense. They're going to challenge this. He still made the 3, so I think the 3 should count. But they're going to challenge it and say that that Mitchell Robinson was pushed into Wemby. No, yeah. He did. He pushed him. Uh-oh, that could be an offensive foul. That could take away the 3. That can absolutely take away the 3. That could take away the 3. I mean, the Bengals added to their defense. I expect the Bengals defense. I was told by the Bengals their defense is going to be several times better this year. Cool. I was also told that their offensive line is going to be healthy for the first time in like 4 years. So Joe Burrow's going to get great protection. Cool. Joe Burrow has great protection. Joe Burrow's going to have a great defense. Cool. Let's see how that plays out. I've always been a man of coaching. I've always believed you can win with great coaching. I think that's what matters. Obviously, you need talent to win. You want to have talent to win. But we just watched Mike McDonald. Go look at the Seattle Seahawks roster. How talented of a roster is that Seahawks team? They dominated on the way to a Super Bowl championship. That's what great coaching will do for you. I've watched the Ravens have a bunch of talent. This current gen Ravens squad is more talented than the previous Ravens squads. But the previous Ravens squads had better coaching. In some of those cases, you had better coaching. Even if you didn't have all the talent in the world, you did have better coaching. And it showcased itself. Funny enough, people will give zero credit. People will give zero credit to Harbaugh, which again, I understand. I've given more credit, given a lot more credit to Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and those leaders in the locker room for the 2012 championship. But coaching does still play a role in that. And I think overall, Harbaugh did well coaching that team. However, I think Harbaugh's coaching philosophy in 2012 is vastly better than Harbaugh's coaching philosophy over the last 5 years. Now, you could say it's the same coaching philosophy if you want to argue that. And if that's the mindset that we're going with, then that means his coaching style is just outdated. So either he's gotten worse as a coach or his coaching style has just gotten outdated. Because back then, John Harbaugh was the right man for the job. Back then. He was the right coach for the job back then. But over the last few years, John Harbaugh should have been gone. He really wasn't the coach we needed for this current new gen. We needed a more progressive coach for this team, which is why you got Jesse Minter now. And they've wasted a lot of talent. A lot of it has to do with execution. Coaching plays a role in that execution when it becomes consistent. But now that you got new coaching that's focused on details, that's focused on execution, that's working on all of this other stuff, there will be no excuses for the Ravens if they're losing football games because they're not executing. And yes, there's going to be some growing pains here because it's going to be a brand new system with a brand new head coach and a brand new coaching staff. There will be growing pains.
On review, it's been determined that Johnson pushed Robinson into the shootout.
Yeah,
Therefore, this is a successful challenge.
offensive foul.
Will be changed to an offensive foul. Assess Johnson. Please reset the clock to 7:46. New York will be charged with the timeout, and they have an additional challenge.
So that takes away the 3 points. Basket doesn't count. Offensive foul on Keldon Johnson. That's a brutal one because that would have made it a 10-point game. Knicks are doing a good job with their challenges. Now Brunson gets past everybody and just, wow. Brunson gets past everybody and gets to the basket. And now Mitch has to call a timeout. 5-point game. Because if you're gonna let Brunson get past all your defenders and get to the basket with ease, then yeah.
If you're Wemby, you've got to cut that basketball open now. Jalen Brunson knows that's 7'5" in the rearview mirror.
That's a 5, potentially 6-point swing right there. Their fans acted like Dexter Lawrence is the next Reggie White, which is pissing me off. Dude, I don't care. I don't care about all these comments that the Bengals or anybody is saying. I've stated this on multiple occasions, including our own franchise and our own fan base. It's the honeymoon phase. It is the honeymoon phase, dude. What's going on, Jeremiah? Excuse me. What's going on, Jeremiah? Bit my tongue twice. I've bitten my tongue twice today. What's going on, Jeremiah? Appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, it's the honeymoon phase, dude. We are in the off season. It's the honeymoon phase. Everybody's hope and optimism is at an all-time high. You don't think the Raiders have high optimism with Mendoza and Clint Kubiak now being the head coach? They've got all the optimism in the world that things are trending in the right direction. I'm doing good, man. How about you? So yeah, it's the honeymoon phase. The Bengals went out and got a whole bunch of new defensive players. They traded for Dexter Lawrence. They expect their defense to be several times better. Their offensive line's healthy. It's the honeymoon phase, man. It's the off season, and everybody's talking about how great their team's going to be. Look at what the Giants are saying. They think they're going to be this great team. Oh man, we got John Harbaugh now. He's going to change the culture. We're going to go back to winning. It's the honeymoon phase. We don't know if this is going to be realistic or not. We're sitting here talking about Jesse Minter. Oh, look at Jesse Minter and this coaching staff and all the stuff they're changing. His team's going to be so much better. You may be right. And I believe we will be right. But I'm saying this as a fan. I'm in the honeymoon phase. This is not guaranteed to succeed. For all we know, Baltimore could walk into the season very sluggish. For all we know, Jesse Minter may not be quite ready to really, handle all the responsibilities as a head coach. We've talked about this with Josh McDaniel. He's a fantastic offensive coordinator. He's not good as a head coach. The fear is there that maybe this guy may not be fit for it. Same for Buffalo. Maybe Joe Brady isn't head coach material, but he's a great offensive coordinator. What's going on, John? Who knows? It's the honeymoon phase. You're going to hype up your team because there's real excitement that your team could do something this year. It's the honeymoon phase. It's not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. That's why they play the games. So I'm excited as a Ravens fan, and I'm enjoying everything I've been seeing because it's the honeymoon phase. But everything that they're saying, all of the lessons they've been preaching, all the things we've been hearing in these Wired, none of that's going to matter if they're not doing that on the field on Sundays in the regular season and in the postseason. Focusing on the finer details, executing, being at your best when your best needed, all these things they're emphasizing, that's not going to matter if they don't actually produce that on the field come Sunday. So that's the whole conversation there. They have to do that on Sundays. It's the honeymoon phase, dude. This is the honeymoon phase. You know, you're gonna get a situation like this where everyone's hyping up their team like they're gonna be great. You got Steelers fans sitting back talking about how Mike McCarthy's gonna bring out the best in Aaron Rodgers and how the offense is gonna be so much better and how they're gonna be a team that can actually compete, especially because they traded for, who did they trade for? I swear that they traded for or signed a receiver. I can't remember who they traded for. But the Steelers got real hope. De'Aaron Fox for 3, bounces off Wemby. Tries to get the rebound, no good. And it's going to be Knicks ball. 7 minutes left to go here. And they're going to challenge this, really. I think they're going to challenge this to see if there was a foul. And if it's a foul, that's free throws for Wemby. That's a foul. He's got the right. That's a foul. That's a foul. So that's going to be a foul, and that's free throws for Wemby. Michael Pittman, yeah. So they're like, man, we got Michael Pittman and DK Metcalf. Mike McCarthy's an offensive genius. He's a guru. Look what he did with all those numbers. Well, the time he was with Dak Prescott, look at the numbers Dak put up in his offense. We're going to be a much better offense. We're still going to be an elite defense. We're going to be able to push for number 7. Have you not been hearing that from some Steelers fans? Bengals fans been telling me right now, all right, it's rematch time. It's going to be Bengals, Rams in the Super Bowl. They talking Super Bowl. Not even going to see if the pieces they add can fully work out. Not even seeing if their defensive coordinator, who hasn't exactly been great, can actually bring out the best in these guys. No, we added this talent, so now we're going to get back to the Super Bowl. Haven't made the playoffs in 4 years, but we're going to get to the Super Bowl this year. You see, it's the honeymoon phase. I'm not saying that can't happen. The games have to be played. We'll see what happens. But it's the honeymoon phase. Bengals fans think they're getting to the Super Bowl. Ravens fans feel this coaching change is going to bring out the best of these guys. They're getting to the Super Bowl. Steelers looking at this and saying we get into, yep, foul. So it's going to be free throws for Wemby. So yeah, that's legitimately everyone sitting here and saying, my team's going to do this, my team's going to do that. But the game's got to be played. We don't know what's going to happen. Giants fans swear up and down their back, and they're about to be a team to win maybe 10 games with John Harbaugh. He's going to change life in New York now, bring us back to relevancy. Who knows if that's going to happen? It's the honeymoon phase. So don't let it get to you. If the Bengals fans want to say they're going to the Super Bowl, don't let that get to you. If Steelers fans want to say they're getting to the Super Bowl, don't let that get to you. It's the honeymoon phase. It is what it is. You just deal with it. We'll see what happens come September. That's why I'm not running my mouth about the team, about the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. We'll see what happens come September. 7:12 left to go. San Antonio up by 5. Wembanyama at the free throw line for 2. Wemby makes the first free throw. I love the honeymoon phase, Super Bowl dreams. I mean, yeah, that's what you expect to see. You know, everyone has dreams of the Super Bowl, but you have to actually see it come to fruition. You don't think Buffalo has Super Bowl dreams? You don't think Baltimore has Super Bowl dreams? Don't think Cincinnati has Super Bowl dreams? Everyone's got Super Bowl dreams. Will you get there? That's the question. We'll find out come January in terms of teams that will qualify. Brunson's being harassed. They doubled him now. Anunoby. Tough shot. Got it. And again, these guys are just making tough shots. That's what the Knicks do. They make tough shots. Rams is the only team where it's guaranteed it's going to happen barring any injury. Well, yeah, we feel that way. We feel that way. And honestly, I feel like that would be the case. But again, the games still have to be played. We may feel that way, but the games have to be played. Nice play by De'Aaron Fox. Crossover, gets to the basket, finishes at the rim for the layup. 104-97, 6:20 left to go in the game. But yeah, The Rams, it feels like that's going to be a case barring injury, but at the end of the day, they still got to play the games. So we're going to find out if the Rams can get there. I believe they should. McBride pops the three. No good. Harper gets the rebound, bringing it up the court. Harper, sidestep, layup, no good. No foul called there. Good defense by OG Anunoby. And now you got Cat. Cat pops the three. He's short, though. But Brunson gets the rebound. Brunson bumped and one. Brunson's going to the free throw line to make this a 4-point game. I have not watched Scary Movie 6 yet. I'll watch it eventually, but I have not watched it yet. But yeah, the Rams, they feel like the team that's going to win it. It's not guaranteed to win it. Not guaranteed to win at all. Nothing's guaranteed. It feels like they're guaranteed. And honestly, with the talent they have, the fact that they literally they could have won the NFC Championship game if they had a freaking defense. Now, the two biggest issues you had with your pass rush and your secondary, you address both of those in the offseason. So you assume that's going to be the case. You assume fixing that means guaranteed Super Bowl. But nothing's guaranteed. Brunson makes the free throw. Nothing is guaranteed. Questions? Like you said, barring injury. So I'm not going to talk about the injury thing. What if Matthew Stafford doesn't play at that MVP level? That could also play a factor. You never know. Does age catch up to him? Fox lobbed it to Wemby, and Wemby puts it in. 106-100. 5:30 left to go in this game. Brunson with the ball being guarded by Fox. Brunson gets the ball snatched away. And now he knocks it off of Castle, and it's gonna be Knicks ball. It's gonna be Knicks ball. Is he gonna take a look at this? No. That's saying it's Knicks ball. It's not working, so they're not gonna get a chance. What is going on? Okay, this is weird. They were trying to get so the Spurs were trying to get a substitution to try to get more time to take a look at this to see if they can review. And Mike Brown's saying, we don't need to do that. Put the ball in. This was weird. Still in the water, 7-arc One Piece. That's cool. Keep going, man. It's good. It's a good series. No spoilers, but the Get Out parody was the funniest. You'll see. That's cool. Bleach is coming next month. Yeah, it should be fun. Man, there's plenty of things I'm going to have once the NBA season's over, man. I got the World Cup coming up. That's all I'm going to be watching the next month. Bunch of other stuff to watch as well. Can't wait for the finals to be done. Anunoby, tough three. No good, but again, great offensive rebound. Here we go, Shamit for three. In and out. Oh my God. These are some tough shots that the Knicks are missing. They usually make those, but things get tough. De'Aaron Fox to the basket. No good. Wemby doesn't get the rebound there. He's looking at the ref. I don't know if he got pushed. Brunson loses the ball. He crossed over, but loses the ball there. Good defense by San Antonio. Wemby with the ball now. We're just under 5 minutes to go. Wemby gets fouled. He's going to the free throw line to shoot free throws. 106-100, 4:50 left to go. What's up with the refs? I don't know, man. We've been talking about the refs all damn day. I'm not exactly sure what's been happening with the refs here, man. It's been nasty in these finals. They kind of seem lost in some of these cases. The refs have been atrocious throughout this entire finals.
Keep him in front. That time he just did not see that there was another defender waiting in his lap, forced turnover. San Antonio quickly up the other end to attack before the Knicks could set up. Perfect free throw form. Back up to 7.
Wemby is the first free throw. 107-100.
Game 2 finish.
I've been drinking nothing but bottles since I've been here because I've been talking a lot.
31-7-5.
Have I watched a trailer for the DC's Clayface? I have not. Oh, yeah, next month, the Spider-Man movie's coming out. July 31st. You still sticking to your prediction, Spurs in 6 or 7? I never changed my predictions. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I picked the Pistons to win in 7 over the Cavs, and I was wrong. So I never switch my pick. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I was wrong here. I'm gonna switch it. Nah, I'm gonna stick with my pick. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't jump on the bandwagon like, all right, Knicks up 2-0. They're gonna win this series. So I'm switching my pick. I may look at this and say the Knicks are going to win the series based off of what I've seen, but I'll stick with my pick. And then when I'm wrong, I'll sit back, congratulate the Knicks, and say, hey, I was wrong. I thought you'd lose in 6. You won in so-and-so. That's just how it is. Timeout, Knicks, 108. Well, someone called a timeout. 108, 100. Spurs, if you can't win tonight, season's over. If the Spurs can win tonight, they make it a 2-1 series. You come back on Wednesday. You play with the same level of aggression of just attacking the basket, sticking one-on-one with the defense. Maybe you found something here. You play Dylan Harper more. You find something here. You make this a 2-2 series heading back to San Antonio, and it's an entirely different conversation here. So we'll see. We'll see. It's been nasty, but I still think there's too much time left, and the Knicks, they thrive in these situations. They've made many comebacks in these same moments here. So we'll see. Can't wait for Avengers Doomsday. Should be a good one, too.
But since choosing neutral for men, he's on track for a comeback. Just not one that involves baseball. Hats off to you, Mike.
Hmm.
Another challenge. The Knicks challenging the out-of-bounds call.
New York elected to challenge the out-of-bounds decision.
Another challenge here. This actually could be a Knicks one.
Doesn't look like the Knicks from that angle to me.
That might be Harper. They may win this challenge.
And it looked like the last person was Harper.
That's Harper, the last one to touch that.
Another good challenge by the Knicks here. Looks like the Spurs are going to steal this so they can hold on. Too much time. Too much time to sit back and say this. It's an 8-point game. Too close. 4 minutes left. Too close. Good defense here. Good defense. Good defense. That is good defense. That is good defense by the Knicks. That is off of Harper. That should be Knicks basketball. Unless they're saying OG Anunoby's fingertip touched it. But from that other angle, it doesn't look like anybody touches it. That should be Knicks basketball. Mike Brown has been on fire with these challenges.
Upon review, Harper determined that the ball was last touched by Harper's
Yep.
hand. Therefore, this is a successful challenge. However, New York will be charged for a timeout, and they have no additional challenge.
This right here sucks. Mike Brown has been he's been on fire with challenges. Both challenges today, he's been on the money. And now they've got no challenges left. So if they make a bad call, Mike Brown can't challenge it. Even though he's been on the money with these challenges.
Saved a 4-point play potentially. And then this one, San Antonio would have had that ball on the baseline with plenty of time on this possession to score. Look at the points in the second half for the Knicks. The Spurs defense is just ferocious. So Shamet, Brunson, Hart, Towns back in, and Anunoby.
All right, let's see what happens here. 4:25 left to go. Spurs up by 8. How are the Knicks not in the bonus at this point? And how are the Spurs not taking full advantage of being in the bonus for the last 8 minutes? Good ball movement, Cat. Get to the Brunson to Shamet. Shamet layup blocked by Wemby. Ah, man, they had a look for 3, but that's just fantastic defense. That is the defense I'm looking for San Antonio. They closed out on every 3-point shot there. Fox gets stuck. Wemby pops the 3. Wemby short. Harper gets the rebound, gets it back to Wemby. Wemby layup is no good. Wemby blows the layup. 3:40 left to go. Here comes Brunson. Brunson's fouled. And he's going to the line. Wemby just smoked that layup right there. He got to finish that. He may have to come with some aggression. Slam the ball right there. But that was good defense by Wemby on Shamet. Brunson's going to the free throw line here.
On the other side as quickly as possible. Anything above that cylinder, Whitney's going to catch up with a stuff like this. They want their team to come back for game 5. They have to
All right. Spurs fighting for their lives. We're in another timeout. So we are in another timeout. It's going to be another game that comes down to the wire tonight.
Hidden Valley Ranch is made with real ingredients for real ranch flavor that's impossible to put into words. That's pretty close. Indescribably delicious Hidden Valley Ranch.
Because sometimes we feel guilty. Give more love than humanly possible when you feed a Hill's scientifically proven formula. Because you're only human, there's Hill's.
I've watched Obsession, I've watched Backroom, I've watched both of them. We've been talking about it at work. It's been funny how the all of a sudden the Spurs starts, Spurs literally stopped taking these dumb threes for the most part, started attacking the basket more, and all of a sudden things change. Oh, magically, you just started attacking the basket and things change. Spurs have to hold on here. I mean, yeah, they have to hold on here. Question is, will they hold on? Brunson makes the first free throw, 108-101, 3:40 left to go. Brunson coming here for the second free throw. Brunson has had some terrible shooting splits in this series, but he's been effective when they've needed him to. I've always said this, stats are irrelevant. They're meaningless. They only come up in conversations when it comes to defending people in losses. In wins, they don't necessarily matter if you win. Now, again, if you're going to have a long debate about who's performed better in what specific moments, fine. But in certain moments here, De'Aaron Fox traps himself and falls. And that's going to be a jump ball. And now you see a turnover here by Fox. Now you start to see the Spurs make a mistake here. 3:21 left. This is when the Knicks thrive. This is where the Spurs defense needs to be at its best, because if they make a mistake here, they're going to be dead. Now you got the switch. Brunson being guarded by Wemby. There's nobody at the rim. You can attack the basket. Cat for three. In and out. Oh my God. So many in and outs for the Knicks tonight. This has got to be soul crushing, because those are the threes they've been making in these situations. Both teams have failed to score a three in this fourth quarter. Vassell for three. He can't hit. Nobody can buy a three tonight in the fourth quarter. It's still a 6-point game. 2:40 left to go. Guys just got to attack the basket. If a three-point shot isn't there, Brunson can go one-on-one with anybody. Hart, you don't need to shoot that. Brunson, drive. You've got a lane. Brunson gets blocked. That is fantastic defense. Cat gets blocked. Oh, my goodness. Look at the defense here. Both teams playing great defense. 2:28 left to go. Both teams playing great defense. Castle gets the block on Brunson, and Vassell ends up getting the block on Cat. Oh, no, sorry, not block. De'Aaron Fox, excuse me. I said Vassell. De'Aaron Fox gets the block on Cat. Brunson's got to throw this in. Cat gets blocked again. And they're not going to call a foul. So now it's 3.2 seconds. Mike Brown doesn't have a challenge anymore. He can't call it. So 3 seconds left. And he can't challenge. Let me take a look at this. I didn't even get to take a look at that. Brunson, he's got to put it up. Brunson! Got it! Brunson gets it in time. It's a 4-point game. The Knicks still have life. The Spurs have to be careful. They have to get something out of this offensively. Again, you're in the bonus. Attack the basket. You are in the bonus, San Antonio. Attack the basket. You are in the damn bonus. Attack the basket. Castle just hit a tough three. That's crazy. They just got bailed out. Castle hits a tough three. 111-104. That's a killer right there. Knicks still have time. Here we go. Bridges lost the handle. 140 left to go. They got to hurry. They can't keep wasting time. Brunson with the ball. Can the Spurs hold on? 5 to shoot. They got to put something up. Get it to the corner. Bridges over Wemby. No good. This may be the Knicks. The Knicks just fall short tonight. 90 seconds left. If San Antonio can't hold on to a lead with 90 seconds, that's on them. Wemby with the ball. Gets it back to Castle. They're going to run this clock down. Looks like San Antonio is going to escape with this one. Going to get their first win in this series and look to tie it up here. 6 seconds left. Castle gets it. Harper with the bang. Nope. There's a minute left. You've got to hurry if you're the Knicks. You still got time. Anunoby fouled. He's going to go to the line. A minute left to go. This looks like it's going to be San Antonio's win. All of a sudden, I spent the entire first half, I spent halftime screaming at these guys because they weren't making the adjustments. They kept taking three-point shots. They weren't attacking the baskets. Castle kept turning the ball over because they keep doubling, and he's making stupid decisions. And finally, for the very first time, Mitch makes an adjustment. Welcome, Mitch, to the NBA Finals. This is brutal. I'm not going to lie, man. Someone tweeted this. Someone tweeted this yesterday. Can you imagine if the Knicks lose both games at home? That's brutal. If the New York Knicks lose both home games, I don't think the city of New York will be able to recover. Yeah, the series is far from over. Series is far from over because they actually responded for once. The Knicks were doing whatever they wanted to do. The Spurs finally made the adjustments. They finally started attacking the baskets. They finally started making the plays. And now you win. Wow! Making the adjustments work. It took you to game 3 to make these adjustments. It took you to game 3 until Wemby was more aggressive at the basket. It took you to game 3 to do this. Come on, man. 40 seconds left. It's a 6-point game. It's not over yet. The Spurs, the Knicks still have life. Brunson hits the 3. 3-point game. 33 seconds left. Game's not over yet. The Knicks don't have the foul. They have a chance here. Brunson hits the 3 and makes it a 3-point game. This game is not over yet. The Spurs need one good basket here. 7 to shoot. Do not settle for 3. Fox, mid-range, puts it in. De'Aaron Fox hits a clutch bucket. 12 seconds left to go. Timeout, New York. And that is a clutch basket for De'Aaron Fox. The game is over, though. Well, now that Fox hit it, it's different. Brunson hit the 3 and made it a 3-point game. It wasn't over when Brunson hit the 3. Now that Fox hits this mid-range, we can argue it's over. But when Brunson hit the 3, it was a 3-point game with 30 seconds left. Meaning, if the Knicks would have made a stop, got the ball back, they have a chance to tie the game. So the game was not over at that point. When Brunson hit that 3, he made it a 3-point game. So if the Knicks would have been able to make a stop, they get the ball back, call a timeout, and now they can set themselves up to get a 3 to tie the game up. Now that De'Aaron Fox has made that shot with 12 seconds left, they're going to try to get something quick and play the free throw game. It would be crazy if San Antonio takes both these games on the road. They go down 0-2 and steal both games in New York. That becomes an entirely different conversation. I don't think Knicks fans will be able to survive that, man. Yeah, I can't wait for that movie, too. It should be fun.
So guys, just smile and say, switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes and get an iPhone 17 on them. No trade-in needed.
Why can't we just say cheese?
Okay. Cheese.
Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes and get a new iPhone 17 on us. No trade-in needed.
NBA Finals will continue Wednesday night right back here in the Garden. Game 4 on ABC. NBA tip-off gets the night started 7 Eastern on ESPN, then half hour on ABC.
Clutch shot by Fox, yeah. That is why you brought De'Aaron Fox here, to make shots like that. He should be able to make shots like that. Game's not over quite yet. The Knicks have one timeout left, and it's a 5-point game. If they can get something quick, you got to get the ball to Brunson. Get something quick, hit a 3, and you play the free throw game. You can still get back in this. So here we go. You got to get this in quickly. Anunoby's got to shoot the contested 3. He puts it in. 9 seconds left. Timeout here. The game is not over. Ladies and gentlemen, the game is not over. Another clutch basket. This is what the Knicks have done all postseason long. Clutch basket after clutch basket. Now, if you're San Antonio, you know you got to play the free throw game. You need to put your best free throw shooters in and trust in these guys. They have made tough contested three-pointers all postseason long. They make tough contested shots. And this is why I talk about it. It's not just Brunson that does this. OG can do this. Bridges can do this. Cat can do this. They all make clutch baskets. That's what makes this squad tough to beat. It's not over yet. No, neither team has a foul to give right now. The Spurs do have a challenge. 9 seconds left. You got to play the free throw game. If you're Mitch, you got to put your best free throw shooters out there and play the free throw game, because that's what it's going to take.
He's got a high target and he's also an elite foul shooter. If I'm Mitch Johnson, that's where I'm trying to go. De'Aaron Fox also would be a good option in this situation.
Yeah, you get it to your to your best free throw shooters, but you also have to be strong with the ball.
San Antonio's got to be smart here. It's a 2-point game, 9 seconds left. New York does still have a timeout, so if they're going to play the free throw game, if the Spurs miss a free throw, there will be real life for the Knicks to tie this game up and send it to OT. The Spurs cannot afford to lose this game. Like I said, the game's not over yet. Game is far from over. Both teams have a timeout left. It's a 2-point game. You got to get this to De'Aaron Fox. There it is. De'Aaron Fox. You get it up. And now Castle's going to shoot free throws. You were able to kill about 2 seconds here. So now Stephon Castle, who's a good free throw shooter, is going to shoot free throws. He's 81% from the free throw line in the playoffs. The Spurs need him to make both. These are high-pressured free throws for a young player in the NBA Finals. He's got to make both of these. He's got to make both of these. The pressure's on. Can the young kid deliver? First free throw attempt is good. Silky smooth. He's got to make both. He's got to make both. He's got to make both. 6.8 seconds left. Knicks will call a timeout here. If he misses the second one, they're going to bring in Mitchell Robinson to try. Bring in Mitchell Robinson, put him right next to Wemby alongside Cat. They're going to box him out in case this is a miss.
Catches that ball. If you're the Spurs, you want to foul immediately. Don't even give them an opportunity. That's the only downside to having Mitchell Robinson.
All right. Castle for the second free throw. It's a 3-point game. 114-111 with 6.8 left to go. Castle, second free throw. He splashes both. Timeout, New York. 4-point game. Timeout, New York. If you're the Spurs, I'm fouling them. I'll play the free throw game. They got no more talent. They got no more timeouts left. They got no more timeouts. I'm not letting them shoot a three. Mitch has got to go tell these guys when they inbound the ball, you got to make sure to get them quickly for the foul. They're going to try to shoot a three.
Everybody else can stay beyond the three-point line, switch everything, and do not foul a shooter.
Well, and also, even if the Knicks hit a three, they're going to have to go full court to get their next shot. So how quickly they can get that shot off and knock it down if they're able to, that's going to dictate their second opportunity because they're going to need to.
The Spurs have missed 7 free throws through the first 3 quarters, but you just saw the 4. Perfect from the line. There when it mattered most, 10 for 10.
4-point game, 6.8 seconds left to go in game 3. If San Antonio can hold on, they're going to get their first win of the series. Knicks will still be up 2-1 with game 4 on Wednesday. But the San Antonio Spurs can get right back into this series with a chance to tie the series on Wednesday night if they can hold on here. If the Knicks pull off a miracle and go up 3-0, series is over. 6.8 seconds left to go. Can the Spurs hold on? Can the Knicks pull off a miracle? Here we go. 6.8. They got to get it to somebody. They got to get it to somebody. You don't got a timeout. Bridges for 3. He misses. 3 seconds left. Ball is out of bounds, but with 2 seconds left, it's not going to be enough time. The Spurs are going to take game 3. The Spurs are going to take game 3. 2 seconds left. Nothing you can do. The Spurs are going to take game 3. Unless you foul on the 3-point play, which nobody should be doing. Nope. Shots no good. And the Spurs get their first win of the series. They looked dead in the water at a halftime. They had me yelling and screaming at these guys because they were making idiotic plays throughout the entire first half. Mitch finally made the adjustments. The Spurs finally made the adjustments, and they escaped game 3 with a victory. Question is, can the Spurs use this as momentum to go claim game 4, tie the series, and head back to San Antonio with it being a 2-2 series, with them now reclaiming home court advantage? Knicks fans, dude, we saw that on Twitter. We saw that on Twitter all day. Everybody said if the Knicks lose tonight, it's because he came to the game and ruined the momentum. And if they end up losing this series, the entire city of New York is going to burn in the worst way possible, and everybody's going to blame you-know-who because they're going to say we were vibing heading into game 3, and you decided to pull up to our arena. You ruined everything, and now we lose the series. Plenty of game left. I think the Knicks did not play their best basketball in the fourth quarter today. There was a lot of threes that the Knicks normally make that they just did not hit tonight. Spurs were able to survive, but they have to play this. The way they played this second half, San Antonio has to play 48 minutes of basketball. The way they played these last 24 minutes, if they play 48 minutes of basketball like this in game 4, we're heading back to San Antonio tied 2 apiece. Wemby, 32 points. Stephon Castle, 23 points. These guys showed up. I know it's not his fault, but New Yorkers are going to blame him. They're going to say he ruined the vibes. Everybody was vibing, and then he decided to pull all this nonsense, and we lose game 3 at home. So they're going to blame him.
Said that game 2 was going to fuel you. How did it fuel you tonight?
I mean, the way we see it, it's the little things. We're more serious, in the rest of the series.
Knicks get the win. They get back in this series. Game 4 Wednesday night.
One of the late game huddles I heard tell you guys, it's not about our offense. It's going to happen on the defensive end. What was better about the defense?
Absolutely. Defense feels offense and vice versa. But what was better in the defense was communication.
Oh, yeah, by the way, the Spurs winning tonight, it officially breaks the Knicks' 13-game win streak. The Knicks have lost a basketball game for the first time in over a month. It's a tough one, but I think the Spurs have to play the way they played these last 24 minutes, where they were busy, where they were focused and locked in on attacking the basket. The Spurs stopped with the double teams on Brunson. Everybody just stuck with their man, and they played defense on all 5 guys. Just stuck with their guys. Everyone stuck with their man and just played physical defense. That worked out. Offensively, they just kept attacking the basket. These 2 things. If the Spurs can do these 2 things for 48 minutes on Wednesday, we're heading back to San Antonio tied 2 apiece. But we'll find out, though. We will find out. We will find out relatively soon. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to head out early. I did a lot of damage on my voice today because I was screaming during halftime. The Spurs, somebody must have been playing this in the locker room because the Spurs heard me. But, it is what it is. Yes, I know what happened to Mikal Bridges. We all know. Mikal Bridges himself spoke about it. When they kept talking about the 2-0 lead, he's like, what do I remember about being up 2-0? I remember losing 4 straight. We all know. We all know. Nobody's forgotten about this. Mikal Bridges is probably in that locker room right now telling these guys, calm down, let's not lose our heads. We lost 1, we're going to be fine. I've been in this situation before where we were up 2-0 and we lost 4 straight. We cannot let them gain any momentum. They're coming back to our house here for game 4. We have got to be able to stand tall. Let's play better and execute from start to finish in game 4. Play the way we've always played in this postseason. We're going to be fine. Mikal Bridges is telling them all of this because he's had experience blowing a 2-0 lead. So we'll see what happens. But the thing about it is, I've said this, Wemby has a chance to add to his GOAT case here because in the history of the NBA Finals, no team that has lost both home games to start the series, no team that's lost both home games has come back to win the series. There's been 2 teams that have gone down 0-2 in the NBA Finals. Neither team won. One of them obviously was the what was it? The 93 Phoenix Suns. They lost both games at home and lost in 6. So we'll see what happens here. Well, yeah, it's going back to San Antonio because there's going to be a game 5, obviously. So yeah, it's definitely going back to San Antonio. They've guaranteed a game 5 because it's going back to San Antonio. The question is, will it be going back to San Antonio tied to a piece, or will the Knicks be up 3-1 looking to close? Well, y'all forgot they beat OKC. Why are you telling me this? I picked the Spurs to win in 6. By the way, why don't you tell them this? Why you talk about y'all forgot they beat OKC? Why didn't they beat the Knicks in game 1 and game 2 then? I picked the Spurs to win in game. I literally picked the Spurs to win this series in 6. I expected them to at least win one of the 2 home games. Why did they come to New York down 0-2? Talk about y'all forgot they beat OKC. We've been sitting here the entire time since the series started. I picked the Spurs in 6. A majority of the people in the chat, if not everybody, is sitting back and saying we're rooting for the Spurs because of what they did against OKC. Yet we sat here in game 1 and watched them lose to the Knicks. We sat here in game 2 and watched them lose to the Knicks. Why did they lose those first 2 games? Saying y'all forgot they beat OKC. Where was that talk when they lost both home games? Where was that talk? Nobody was talking about them beating OKC when they lost those 2 home games to start the series. Why were they down 0-2 heading into tonight? Why were they down 0-2 heading into tonight? We all picked the Spurs in this chat. But we were asking questions. Why are they down 0-2 heading into New York? Why were they down 0-2? Why were they down 0-2? That whole thing of beating OKC didn't mean a damn thing when they lost both home games. They lost both games on their home turf to the Knicks. That didn't mean a damn thing. Or beating OKC meant nothing to the Knicks because they went into the Spurs house, beat them in game 1 and beat them in game 2. So where was that y'all beat OKC talk in games 1 and 2 when they lost? Everybody in this chat is rooting for the Spurs. I'm rooting for the Spurs. I picked the Spurs. I'm being fair and objective. The Knicks have played better basketball. Tonight, the 4th quarter tonight is the first time the Spurs have played better basketball than the Knicks. Does MSG have an effect? I don't think MSG has an effect. Again, you can't expect the Knicks to be perfect. They won 13 straight games. They were bound to lose 1 or 2. There was bound to be a night where they just don't hit the threes. We could have this conversation Wednesday. Does Madison Square Garden have an effect? We can have this conversation Wednesday because if the Spurs beat the Knicks on Wednesday and win both games in Madison Square Garden, now we got to have a conversation because they'll win both games in the Garden. But for tonight, the same threes that they were hitting in game 1 and 2, it didn't hit tonight. Brunson had multiple in and out threes. Cat had multiple in and out threes. And even so, with all of the tomfoolery, they nearly won this game. It came down to a clutch basket from De'Aaron Fox and some clutch free throws by Stephon Castle. This was a close game. The Knicks don't get blown out. If they're going to lose, it'll be close. I'm neutral, but I think the Knicks will still win the series, in my opinion. It all depends on game 4, man. I'm going to be very honest here. If the Knicks lose both home games, the momentum completely switches back to San Antonio. Because there's no way you can go on the road, win both those road games, and then come into your house. Madison Square Garden has not hosted an NBA Finals game since 1999. Tonight was the first NBA Finals game in that building since 1999. They lost. If they come back Wednesday night and lose again, you will automatically look at this team and say, the momentum is absolutely shifting. Now it's best of 3, and the Spurs have home court advantage again. So we're going to find out. Everyone said it. The pressure was on the Knicks up 2-0. The pressure's on you to close this out. You're going to be at home now. The atmosphere is going to be intense. You got to close this out. They didn't get it done tonight. Game 4, they got a chance to go up 3-1 and take control of the series. If they lose Game 4 and they have to head back to San Antonio with this being a best of 3, that becomes a different conversation. So for you, Sam, I'm saying the Knicks will still win. Knicks could still win this, but I really feel they got to win Game 4. Because if you can't go on the road and win both road games and then come to your building and lose both home games. All the momentum you built up, you lose right there. You go in someone's building and beat them, and then you come back home and you lose? So you just lost the home court advantage you stole, and now they're gaining momentum heading back into their building. That's scary. That's very, very scary. The Knicks have to be very careful. They lose Game 4, now they're in trouble. Mikal Bridges will be the first one to tell you that. Because when he was up 2-0 with the Phoenix Suns, and the funny thing about it is, everybody remembers that Suns series. The Suns were dominating for those first 2 games. And everyone's like, maybe Giannis is just not going to be able to pull it off. Because remember, Giannis, he hyperextended his knee in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Hawks. We weren't even sure he was going to play. And yet he still played. And yet the Suns just looked like a better team for 2 games. And Mikal Bridges will tell you firsthand, they were the better team through 2 games. Chris Paul was great. Devin Booker was great. They were doing their thing. And then all of a sudden, everything flipped. Giannis dominated the next 4 games. Jrue Holiday was the clutchest defensive player out of nowhere. Well, I don't know. He's always been that. But he was the clutchest defensive player on the court. And all of a sudden, while Giannis was dominating, here comes Chris Middleton, who was right there with them balling out. And all of a sudden, it was 2-2. And then in Game 5, we get one of the greatest plays in finals history when Jrue Holiday steals the ball from Devin Booker, runs up the court, lobs it to Giannis, who gets fouled by Chris Paul. Giannis dunks it on Paul, gets the foul, and he stares the camera down. They win Game 5. They head back to Milwaukee for Game 6. And Giannis hung a 50-piece on the Suns to win his first title. Things can switch just like that. I'm rooting for the Spurs, and I'm hoping something has switched here. But if you're a Knicks fan or you're rooting for the Knicks or picking the Knicks, dog, that Game 4 now feels like a Game 7 because you can't go back to San Antonio with this being a tie series. You can't. So they got to figure something out and fast. Honestly, I don't think the Knicks have to figure anything out. I think the Spurs might have figured something out for the first time in this series. Though they dominated the Knicks in the second half. The double teams on Brunson makes no sense. They're all good defenders. This is not a team of bad defenders. These guys can defend. You can put bodies on Brunson. Whether it's Fox, whether it's Vassell, whether it's Castle, you can put bodies on him. But you don't need to double him. There's way too much talent here to double. You can't double him because you'll leave Bridges, you'll leave Cat, you'll leave OG Anunoby. Those things will kill you. Those things will kill you in the game. In all honesty, the Knicks in the second half also didn't play their best game. Where was Cat? If they're going to win this championship, it's going to be through Cat's aggressiveness. They didn't run plays through Cat. Cat had a couple opportunities for 3. He didn't hit it. Where was Cat? Where was the aggressiveness? Go look at Game 1 and Game 2. Cat's aggressiveness is what won them those games. Where's Cat? Where was he tonight? I don't think the Knicks played their best basketball tonight. The Spurs played their best. They played the best half of this finals, and it won them Game 3. If they can play like that for 48 minutes, they're going to tie this series up. But for the Knicks, you got to fix a couple things. Just make some adjustments. Keep the same game plan, but Cat has to remain aggressive. Some of the shots that they've been making so far throughout the playoffs, they just didn't make tonight. It didn't bounce their way. They'll be fine for Game 4. But the Spurs, what you did in that second half, you have to bottle that up and do that for 48 minutes. You do that, you might just come back to San Antonio tied 2 apiece. This series is just getting started. If the Spurs can tie this series up, best of 3 for the championship, with the Spurs having momentum, anything can happen. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for pulling up to tonight's stream. I didn't even think I'd be here for Game 3. But somehow we made it work, and somehow we got the stream to work too. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys later. I will see you Wednesday night. Yeah, if the Knicks win game 4, series is most likely over. Even if the Spurs win game 5, I would see the Knicks close it out in game 6. But if the Spurs win game 4, best of 3, with San Antonio having the advantage and gaining the momentum back after being down 0-2, everything changes. So we'll have to see. With that being said, I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for pulling up to the stream. And I will see you guys later. Be sure to stay safe and peace out. Good night, everybody.